free.
Hello and welcome to the land of Prova. This is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition homebrewed adventure, and today we are back. Last week we had a bit of a snafu. We had a wonderful session with all of our people here. It was fantastic. It was revolutionary. Everybody cried at the end. It was amazing. Everybody was very touched. And then we found out there was no audio. So we had to delete that whole thing. So now you're going to just listen to me kind of fill you in on what happened last time. So last time we had the beginning of this episode was Pavel and Maeve's turn to jump into the fray to the Crux field. And they did some battling against a mid-level kind of a fighter. And they just basically wiped the floor with the fighter. And at the end of which, the fighter was his last go trying to qualify for the Crux field, left his sword on the field and walked away. Maeve was very happy to go and collect that sword. And they returned back behind the scenes as in the waiting area, trying to convince their friend... Oh, shoot, now what was his name? Kelsifer, thank you. Trying to convince Kelsifer to stay with them as opposed to joining the Crux field. Eventually, Pavel was able to convince him to stay with them, so he was going to go up next and throw his game and return with them. So now he's going to be with them through the rest of the campaign. Hopefully, maybe. We'll see what happens. And while they were doing this, a new revolutionary piece happened. Pavel, being Pavel, decided he was going to go ahead and give some money to the people who were in the Paupers field and the Paupers debting. And so he decided to give them some money to help them with their debts. And in doing so, he ran into an old friend whose name is Gildren. Gildren they had met before, and it was one of their old companions' father who was a spy and actually worked for the great merchant. And so when Vecul found out that he was in front of the Elderhold Knights once again, he took off, went back, and was trying to hide when, of course, Maeve figured out who he was, told him to come back. And at that point, the conversation started to get very weird. He tried to pretend that he didn't know them, and then kind of let slip some information to them in a very kind of painful way, as if something is holding them back, that they had three options when leaving the Crux field after this cannon fodder round. And that is, they could leave with the $10,000 that they had rightfully earned for winning their matches. They could leave with a magical item from their foes they defeated, or, he tried to stress, you could leave with nothing whatsoever. And what did they decide to do? They decided to leave with nothing whatsoever. Why? Because, in the end...
It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter. All the stuff they've done up to this didn't matter, because if they left with anything, they would be tied to those contracts. And the contracts themselves said, if you do go with the contract and take your bounties, what happens? You now can't do any harm whatsoever to the master of the Crux. And who's the master of the Crux? The great merchant. And so they all begrudgingly decide to give up their great wealth or great prizes that they had won. Maeve, especially so, was kind of peeved at the fact that he had to give up her stuff.
What? So I'd used some of the winnings to bet on other winnings. I'm guessing those winnings that I won on the bet don't get to go with me either.
Nope. Yeah. All winnings, unless you spend it with your own money.
Yeah, I did.
My own money.
Yeah, all that stuff is fine.
Oh, hell yeah.
But anything you spent with the winnings, I mean, you could take.
This is why you don't get a gambling addiction.
Or you gamble smart,
there you go.
like we did, and used our own money.
Exactly.
I didn't have any money. We don't have money to gamble.
I mean, kind of happy that you went first.
Perfect timing.
To give to other people.
So, Pavel's dead.
Yeah, so...
Do you have a backup character?
No, he's not dead.
Yes, I definitely have a backup character.
He's like, I have 6.
Actually, no, there was one more piece of things from the last episode, and that was your character, Cam?
Chain.
Chain.
Cam's his real name.
I know.
That would
Chain.
be funny.
I know.
If you were like, my character name is
myself. All right, so your character actually got to go down and see your parents who were down in the dungeons. They were caught trying to steal something from the vaults really far below even the southern or the There's the Crux field on the top. There's a Crux field in the middle, and then there's the treasury basically underneath that. And they were caught trying to steal something, and now have to be pay the price of the Crux. You did get to see them. They said, "Don't worry about us," and to
explore what was it, the fields?
yes, go and pick up their trail at the Scarred Lands. And so at that point, the conversation ended. This is where everybody is at. Up to this point, you guys haven't left the field. So if you guys want to keep your items and things, I mean, this is more money.
It's already gone.
It's,
I already gave it to them.
it's already delete.
Down to 1,800 gold again.
There you go.
14.
Win some and you lose some.
He's so generous.
Even when you win some, you probably still are going to lose some.
We have a lot of gold, but somebody has it all.
The knights of Elderhold
mine.
are very generous to the masses, it seems.
Yes, yes.
8,000 gold.
Very loving.
AKA the Church of Lathander.
And Darkshade doesn't eat much in this world.
Just as meat.
He just needs to eat everywhere we go.
Full belly. Yeah, that's all he asked for.
His girlfriend died. What?
No, she's actually out in the still in the
other
audience.
one.
So keep in mind.
Oh,
Yep. So keep in mind, your girlfriend is still out in the front. She's waiting for everybody, watching all the shows and things. Probably making some bets and making some money.
We probably need to go find her.
If she's still there, your
I
friend.
want to search for a deer.
Seems like the
But
place
in game
she
time,
kind
it's
of
only been like
belongs.
a couple hours, right?
No, yeah, it's only been a couple of hours.
Like I did my match while I was.
Yeah,
on
so
the
you
line.
think about like a half a day. Basically, this happened through this whole time.
Then all I wait, like they were doing their match when I was talking to the
Mhm.
gavel.
Yep,
Right?
yep.
So it's like really all kind of happened at the same time.
Yeah.
Right?
So technically, the last 3 episodes have all happened within the last
3 hours.
4 hours. Yeah, about 4 hours.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? That's great.
Recruited the guy that we fought.
Sale is still working, but she's there, available to talk to you if
Yeah.
you desire to as
Turns
well.
out he's under a demon contract, so we had to send him elsewhere.
We sent him to Elderhold.
Yep. So we're picking up as you guys are leaving the bottom of the jail cell area. What do you guys want to do?
Gotta go get Calcifer. Help him
Whoa.
pack up.
Yeah, I want to,
Break the news to him that he's also under a demon contract.
and that he can never run the Great Merchant.
Yeah, who is the greatest enemy of Elderhold.
That's why we were recruiting him, was to help against the merchant, right?
Well, I mean, he
And
can help
Lady
us with-
Dorian,
he
and
can
the
help us with
Soulless,
the dragon
and the
the
Mind
dragon.
Flayer dragon. Yeah, we got lots of threats, so, if we can't fight this one, that's not that big a deal. But
Is he going with us?
We have some
Yeah.
options.
Yeah, Pavel said yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I convinced him to. He threw his last match, the qualifier, so he's
Him
qualified.
throwing the sword down. Got it.
No.
Was that him that threw the sword
No, that
down?
was the guy that we fought.
Oh, gotcha.
He had double ring.
What's his name?
Which one? The one we recruited?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Wow!
Jarus.
Jarvis. Close enough.
Okay.
How's Roman? Am I still? Can I go find Roman?
Roman's waiting for you up at the top. I mean, he gave you the insider information about the contract, so he's still working in the front and stuff. He's doing the protective spells. They're still doing the
Screw it
final
here,
qualifying
right?
rounds, so but they're about wrapped
I
up.
think I want to go find my girl.
I'm gonna go find Calcifer with me. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll help him pack up. Break the news to him about the contract.
All right, Calcifer's is the last
Find
round.
yourself.
Listen.
I think you need friends, buddy. You need friends. Stick with us.
I'll follow you. You're my good friend now.
So everybody's coming out
What
of
are you
the. Oh yeah.
She's recruiting.
Recruit. Okay.
Sale.
Oh, Sale. Yeah.
Oh.
I do want to talk to Sale.
Okay. So at this point, you were all coming out of the cell area, basically coming up to that main waiting room where everybody's coming at. When you're coming up to the top there, you hear the people in the room just screaming at the television, the magical mirror television, of what's happening on the Crux field. And they're just screaming, and they're angry, and they're throwing things. Daggers are thrown towards the mirror and everything else. Everybody in the room is really pissed off. And you figured out really why is because they're already coming off the field. They're healing Calcifer right now. Sale is specifically healing Calcifer. And as Calcifer just stands up and he stabs one of his swords down into the sand, takes off his helmet and puts it down on top of it, as the crowd themselves is angry. They're just throwing things. You can see the barrier as things are just popping up against it, not allowing it to come onto the Crux field itself. As he just looks up, says one last goodbye, and starts to leave the field.
He left his weapons too?
He left one of his swords, as is tradition on the Crux.
And we're like we come up out of the dungeons area.
Yep, and you're in that waiting area.
Prep area with everybody else.
Yep.
And then all of the other gladiators look really mad that Calcifer's...
Yeah, throwing the fight.
But it can't be that easy to get out of the Crux contract, right? Like, surely...
Well, this is the qualifying rounds.
So he just didn't qualify.
He didn't qualify.
But he's under the terms. Like,
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's already been in the Crux field for years and years. And so, yeah, so you see, first people you see coming out of that Crux field area into the waiting area are the two combatants that he was fighting up against, and they are just excited. Yeah, we got the money, I can't believe it, it's gonna be amazing! As you start seeing Dismember, start lumbering over towards them. And before they have a moment, they look over as the shadow of this enormous behemoth man looks down onto them and just starts beating the hell out of them. And you see the other gladiators pulling them off, and there's more healers running in and starting to heal these guys again. Like, there has been a huge uproar. He was one of the favorites, and now he's no longer there. So yeah, everybody is on edge.
Okay.
That's not good. We should leave.
I was gonna say we're definitely bringing attention to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But Darkseid's a little hungry. So
There you go. Great.
can we is there any
Meet back
food
in
that
1 hour.
Actually, there's food down here for the people who want to, like, are waiting.
What we got? What do we? What's the meats?
Oh yeah, they have tons of meats. The boar meat. They got all kinds of stuff down here. It's not the top tier stuff that they had up in the waiting room area, but they do have some really nice food for the winners and the contestants and stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost like a little fanfare kind of a thing, you know. Here's a bruschetta board, very nice, very tasty.
Yeah. Darkseid doesn't want that.
Yeah.
It's like brisket platter, like brisket.
Oh yeah, it's a whole meat section.
So
It's like a half a pig, you know.
There you go.
How much would it cost me just to get like a full
No,
platter?
it's part of the deal. You come in here,
All right, so then
they feed you.
No devil contract for the food.
No devil contracts for the food. So yeah, so you're going up there and eating the food.
Yeah.
A few moments later, you start seeing that before Calcifer actually starts leaving, Sail is there, and she's like having a talk with him in the middle of the field. So they haven't come on just yet. As you're watching this, everybody who knows who Gildren is sees him, and he's looking at your group, and he looks like he's
You guys
calculating.
left yet? You go find your...
I feel like I'm gone by now.
Okay,
You're off
out
to
of
get
there.
laid. You're off to find... Maybe get laid too.
Go on a date. But
Yeah.
Probably.
Who first?
D-Night. Well, I'm gonna go look for.
The briskets and everything.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later, guys.
Sausage.
There you go.
You know. That's
it, yeah,
extra
yeah.
spicy.
It's
Wonderful.
like, you know, like where they're like the servings for everybody. He just like grabs that bowl and
Yeah.
like just walks
Just a
out
platter.
with it.
You're
You got
Yeah.
a whole pig in your hand,
Yeah, I like that.
grabbing an apple on the way, shoving it in its mouth. Bro, I'll see you guys after my snack.
Me and this pig got a date.
Wonderful. All right, so you two are gone. You're waiting for Sail, and the three of you that are left
Take it
paying
apart.
attention. Oh yeah, the four of you are seeing that Gildren is paying close attention to each one of you. It looks like he's looking, like contemplating and calculating as he's looking into each one of your eyes almost. Do a perception check. Just those four in the room still.
I'm getting in my car.
Ah, you see it.
19.
You do not see it.
What?
19.
Yeah.
Nope, didn't see it.
You got a natural one. Or,
I'm looking for
no,
Calcifer.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be
Very one track mind.
I'm not good enough.
Okay, so the two of you are waiting for Calcifer, waiting for Sail to come back onto into the waiting area. You see that Gildren's looking at you and looking at your character as well, and you notice that as he's looking at each one of you, the invisible-looking chain that's around his neck kind of glows for a moment, like he's going to do something, and then it recedes, and he stops and calculates, and then it glows again, and he stops and calculates. And so he's trying to do something, and then after a few seconds, you realize it isn't glowing anymore. And he starts walking straight up to Maeve. The four of you can hear this conversation because you're all close watching. As he comes up to Maeve and says, "You know, if it wasn't for you, my son would probably still be alive.
Excuse me?
You know, you don't look like a worthless fairy, but I guess you are."
Excuse me.
And he's waiting for something.
Can I do an insight check?
Yes.
Listen,
I
I would never punch the
think
elderly,
he's being
but-
controlled.
Not that old.
Oh, he's against 40s, right?
Nat 20 plus 4, 24.
You know, is it just all fairies are useless, or is it just you?
Just me.
He's provoking him. He specifically wants to provoke you.
You see Pavel look at Maeve.
Can I
he
sense
gives her
any
the nod.
honesty in his words?
No.
Okay.
He's doing it. You know he's doing it because he's calculated something.
I'm gonna say,
Well,
I'm sorry that I feel that way, but have you heard about the light of "Shut the fuck up"? It's just
Right before you make contact, you see him close his eyes, and there's like this relief that hits him.
I'm gonna punch him right in the necklace.
All right, so go ahead and roll for damage. You obviously hit him.
For damage.
Yes.
I have to see what the brass knuckles do. They're D8. Can I hit him with bolt?
Yeah. You can tell me how much you want to hit him. That's fine.
Okay, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay, 15 points of damage. You see, and you knock him to the ground.
And since I hit him with bolt, he gets knocked back 10 feet.
Excellent. He is not reacting whatsoever. Like it's almost like a peace about him as he's being knocked back.
You fly back into anybody?
Yeah, he
It's like a
runs
crowded
into
area,
yeah. He's a crowded area, so he kind of like runs himself into like one of the other gladiators, who recognizes who he is and like helps him to his feet. Master Gildred, I'm so sorry. Who did this to you? And he like looks around, and he sees Maeve. How dare you? No, don't do anything. My friend here was just showing me how powerful he was. I kind of wanted to see.
I'm a lady, bitch!
And Gildren turns to leave. As he turns to leave, the gladiator who's staring daggers at you, looks on the ground and sees that there's something on the ground. He picks it up and says, Master Gildren, you dropped this. That's fine, it's not mine. And he keeps walking.
Is it a necklace?
No. It looked like a
Now you care?
large
Before you
large
pocket
bead.
something?
A large bead?
Looks like a large bead.
I'm gonna say, that was mine. He took it right off of my chest.
And so the gladiator comes up to you. Oh yeah?
Yeah!
What does it look like?
It's a fucking bead, you idiot.
Well,
Intimidation?
yeah, fine. And he hands it over to you because he didn't have a good plan. As soon as you touch it, it feels slightly cold in your hands. So go ahead and put into your inventory.
Just gonna put it right up in there.
Cold bead.
Cold magical bead
Okay.
from Gildren.
Specifically powerful.
It's after this interaction, you see Sail come off,
Yes.
and she's pretty pissed. You see her coming out, and you see that Kelsver is still kind of like, stretching out his muscles and things, and looks just like he's lost a lot of honor. And he's coming off the field after her, and she walks straight up to you, says, "Did you tell him to do that? Did you tell him to throw the fight?"
Yeah. Of course I did.
I had odds that he was going to be the next winner.
Awkward.
And
Oh,
now
sorry,
he didn't even
did I mess
qualify.
up your gambling?
Use money.
That's right. Free will and all. But he's going to be free-willed for me to kick his butt later. And he owes me, and he knows he owes me.
He's one of the Knights of Elderhold now. What does he owe you? Possibly we could give you restitution.
Yeah, well, he owes me time here. That's something you can't pay back with gold.
No, service to evil is definitely nothing we would give up.
Great new friends you have.
You know. They're alright.
You haven't told her
Told her what?
who she serves?
No. You know it. It's gonna be my ass next.
Your master, the Crux, is perhaps the greatest threat to the kingdom of Elderhold, the continent, and wide, all peoples here. And you serve him willingly?
You got that as a mistake. The greatest threat to Elderhold and all of her knights is me. If I see you guys again. And she just turns around and starts storming out. She's pretty pissed. Calcifer comes up to you as well and says, well, it's done. Nothing to do about it now. And so where are we off to now?
Seems you burned some bridges here for sure.
Well,
It's good.
I wasn't planning on this morning, or for the past couple of years, to give up this close to my goals, but if you believe that we have a way of stopping all of Dorian's plans and everything that she's done to my country and to my people, then I'll at least give you this next season. Past that, I'll be back here and trying again if that doesn't work.
Do you get your sword back?
You made a wise decision, Calcifer. We have much to talk about. We should get out of here, though.
Yeah.
Also, can you see? And she's gonna pull over her shirt. She's like, can you see what this bead is?
That's not the time. Not the time.
It's a decorative bead.
But why is it so close?
Later.
Magic has a tell.
I can help if you want.
Yes, but it's just it's not safe to discuss here.
Okay.
Let us get the hell out of here.
That sounds like a good plan.
I'll be back.
As you guys leave, most of the other gladiators and things, especially the fans, are pretty upset that Calcifer is leaving. But you do see that he gives one last look to some of the well-known ones, the people he's worked alongside and fought with for the past couple of years. And he kind of gives them a nod, and they kind of give him a nod back in return of like respect. Of okay, you're hanging up your hat, you've laid down your sword. So no hard feelings for all the deaths that we've shared and given to one another. And kind of gives a little nod back again, and he starts walking up the stairs. Where do you guys want to go?
I'm going to introduce myself to Calcifer in the first place.
Okay.
Say, hi, my name's Gene Mounstride. Nice to meet you.
Well, I've had many names for the past year or so, but just call me Kel.
What's your full name, Cal?
Calcifer, and I forgot his whole last name.
Something proper.
I'm a man of
Yeah.
knowledge.
Yes. And sophistication. So you now run with the Knights of Elderhold as well?
Or
I'm
would
not-
he know the name?
Yeah.
The Knights
He's
of
a wizard,
Elderhold?
right? No. His last name. Because Calcifer.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he would notice your last name, actually.
He would have been the practice people he would have gone through.
Yep. I was the lion guy I worked with your dad.
Calcifer?
Calcifer's a wizard, so he would have...
Always.
Yeah, he's always been a wizard.
I was wondering why he was so powerful.
Yeah,
Never died.
Yeah, so you mentioned your last name, and he says, "Oh yeah, your mother actually was a great teacher of mine a long time ago. History, wasn't it?"
Arcane history as well as some dabbling in others.
Yeah. She was a good teacher, very kind.
That's kind of how we ended up here. My father and my mother are in the basement of some sorts.
I hope you're saying they're working down there.
I wish I could. It seems their pursuit of knowledge has actually gotten them in trouble they can't get out of with magic. However, being able to speak with them face to face, they've told me to continue on their journey rather than focus on that. So rest assured, mother and father are quite alright.
Well, if I know them, they're strong individuals. I know your mother is for sure. She gave me quite a wallop a few times. So
And Firebolt.
yeah, but yeah, looks like I'll be with you now and working alongside her son. I look forward to it.
Hopefully it lasts.
Yes. Yeah. What else? Everybody else want to do?
Is this you have everything?
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Are we leaving, maybe?
Yeah. Let's
yeah.
let's find everybody.
Alright.
I think
Would
we'll
I
have
find
to
my girl? Would I
probably
find
did anybody over here where Mordai was going?
Nope.
Me.
I did not say nothing to nobody.
What I
Yeah,
say?
but there was somebody creeping on you.
Yeah, I
I
saw
like
you.
that. Well, if you guys want, me and Lyria can look for him, and then we'll meet back up with you guys.
All right. I guess
I
we'll
would tell
look
you
for
the,
Adira.
I would tell you the last place I saw him flirting with the guard.
Okay, we'll look there first.
Flirting with the
We'll ask round 2.
Darkshade, you get up to the top area where all the other contestants and stuff are, and you still see like there's trash everywhere. There's people that are pissed off. There's fights breaking out in certain areas and people trying to break them up. And you're having a hard time finding your once true love. But eventually you find a large group of people, and they're all kind of like congregating in this one area of the arena in the stands. And they're laughing and they're having a good old time and everything else. And as you start approaching, you start hearing, what was her name? Shoot. Adira. You start hearing Adira's voice. And she's just like laughing and got this little trill to her voice and everything
Happier than
else.
you've heard her.
Just so excited.
She
And
don't
as you kind of come around the corner with your pig in hand,
Yeah.
you notice she's sitting down with all these guys like laying around her and stuff, and she's just laughing and having a good old time. And who would have thought that this was going to happen? Oh, you guys are just too kind. You're just too kind. Oh, it's just. Oh. And she looks over at you and, oh, what do you want?
Hey, just wanted to come to check you out, see how you were doing. I brought a little dinner.
Oh, no, thank you. I don't need any pig.
Okay. Alright, cool.
I've already eaten actually. Some filet mignon
Yeah.
and some wonderful, just wonderful foods. All from my new friends that are around me.
What's up, guys?
They're all looking daggers at you.
Alright, well, looks like you're doing good.
Oh yeah. It looks like you're doing well too. With your
Not too
pig and
bad.
all.
Did you see me? Did you see me out there? Did you put some money on me?
Oh, that was the only bet that I lost.
Really?
Yeah. But you know what? That was the one worth losing.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. But it was cool though, right? You like that? You like what you saw?
And she's saying no, but you can kind of see this little okay, shut up. It was cool. It was fun.
Alright, well, maybe I'll see you around. We're gonna probably be getting out of here pretty soon, so.
Oh, am I released from my oaths and my burdens? Can I return to your ship?
Yeah, if you want.
Oh.
Well, I think that's where we're going. We'll figure it out. But we're gonna meet up with everybody, and just come by whenever you get a chance. No big deal.
That's the sweetest thing you've ever said to me.
All right, check you later. I'm just gonna bounce. I'm gonna leave her with her.
Yeah, her little entourage.
Yeah. She's busy at the moment.
Yes.
She likes attention.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, you start heading off to the bar. I'm assuming you're already at the bar, having a good time, and are nowhere to be found.
Nope.
By those who aren't looking. Actually, on that note, let's throw a bar on there, shall we? With the what?
I put a chair in front of the door.
A chair in front of the door.
Inside so people can't open it?
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty.
We just
So-
have one.
The bar is definitely a well-seasoned place. Lots of people in here. Most of them fall into one of two categories. Well, one of three categories. Extremely wealthy and just trying to blow their money. This is the Vegas of this area. There's those guys, the people who have blown every last little bit and just have enough for one more beer before they go home and face their significant others and tell them their whole life savings are gone. And, of course, those who take advantage of those who are ill-prepared to hold on to their own purses. So this bar is just filled up to capacity. There's floating drinks in the air as they land on tables and things like that from people who've ordered, just because there's too many people in the room for the drinks and things, for waiters and things to bring them their stuff. So it's a very bustling, having a good old time. What do you guys want to do?
I'm at the bar with my pig. I'm just gonna have the pig like kind of sit next to me, and I'm gonna like just be talking to the pig.
Wait,
You know, and everything, like it still has a head.
is the pig alive or is he dead?
No, he's cooked.
Oh, okay.
He's like half eaten, right?
Okay.
And I imagine he still has like the apple in his mouth. He's just
yeah.
staring at me, and I've got my beer, and I was like, we had such a good time at once. We used to be so close. What happened? I don't know. You know.
The pig is unresponsive, but
Yeah.
there is a slight moment where you start hearing a voice, and you're like, "Is this pig talking to me?" And you realize that it's the lady that's sitting next to you. She thinks you're talking to her. Oh yeah, you look like you could use some time to relax and have a nice little drink here with a friend.
I've got my friend. I'm okay.
Oh, you can always use more friends, honey.
Thank you, but no thank you. And I'll just kind of turn back to my pig and be like, oh, Jesus. I'll just like take a big old haunch out of him, you know, and just like stuff it in my mouth and talking to him.
So you see an
He's not
arm.
gonna last long.
You see a hand pop on your shoulder just for a moment, kind of gives it a little squeeze. Says, "Oh, if you change your mind, just let me know."
All right.
And you notice that she's picking your pocket with the other hand.
I want to just kind of just like use my like psionic hand, you know, and just kind of just like whap her out of it.
And so she stops and she looks at you and she says, "All right, maybe don't." And she turns and keeps walking on. Yeah. Kelsifer actually has a room here, so he goes upstairs real quick.
Oh, we all got there.
Yep, everybody's there at this point.
Like, oh, dark shade.
Not me and Lyria.
Hey guys.
Where are you guys?
Where are you two at?
We are looking for killer.
Oh, yes! Yes!
The dog?
Killer, the dog, is with Dismember.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was in
Yeah.
the whole fight.
He just sits in his palm. He's just this little dog in this big, huge, monstrous thing's hand. So you actually see Killer walking around. Or not Killer, I'm sorry. Dismember. He walks around and the whole, basically almost takes up the entire street. And she just kind of walks and lumbers around. And like people follow at like a great distance. And he kind of like yells at them and they kind of run off. And, but they know that he won't kill anybody or else they'll be disqualified. So it's part of the rules. No, he actually walked past the bar. He's actually going out to a field where he can be alone with his dog.
Aww.
And y'all are gonna steal the dog.
Don't you dare. They're gonna hate us. They already don't like us.
Oh, are the gladiators don't like you? Oh.
Well, I mean, I fit in just fine. They don't like you.
All right, so you can follow him
We're
up.
best friends.
All right. So yeah, the rest of the crew is now at the bar, and Kelsifer goes upstairs real quick. You can follow him to his room. It's a real small room, but he's just gonna go in there and change out of his
I don't know, your friends
gladiator.
probably, yeah.
Put on some regular clothes that you usually see him in when he was in Elderhold, something more common something that he's not going to be recognized in as easily, so he doesn't get as many questions.
For some reason I imagine him as like bald, shiny head. No.
Oh no,
Like blonde.
dark hair, long dark hair, very
Fabio.
you know the
Clothes
three musketeers kind of a look to him.
Oh, the curl.
The curls and the hat. Actually, his token is actually on the his original token is colored and on the table. So yeah,
Oh, he's cute.
kind of rugged, handsome. Yeah. So yeah, he's upstairs changing. What does everybody want to do? Anything? Get a table, get a
Y'all were
beer.
supposed to look for Mordai.
Yeah.
That was.
I'm hiding. Can
That's
do I roll for stealth?
Well, we found you, Darcy.
If you roll for stealth, it's not going to be as fun.
I do not roll for stealth.
You can do a performance check, should you desire. Or an acrobatics check, if you so desire.
Which one? Which?
Performance. My charisma's higher.
There you go. You don't want to have another
have a mage hand.
pull a leg.
I also have a mage hand.
Wonderful. Holy cow.
I rolled 19.
19.
That's fine, 24.
Let's just say downstairs is bustling. There's lots of noise going on. And there's a moment in the momentary room of hush as you hear from above this noise. And everybody stops for a minute. Even the beers that are floating to their new perspective tables stop for a second as if they're listening in. And then everybody starts cheering, which only makes the noises louder. And then the beers continue.
Nice.
I cast silence.
We're all in
and continue.
You're all within a mile though, so we all have the psychic link, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh!
You
You're off.
like shut it off, I'm assuming.
Roll for protection.
So like through the psychic link to everybody, I'm like, was that Mordai?
I'll be like, yep. That was more.
That was Mordai.
Well, we found him. Guess we gotta find Lyria.
Not me, but, you know, you get it.
We know
Yeah.
your work.
We know your work.
At least our shit does.
All right.
Are you guys within a mile? Yeah, he just went past the front of the.
Yeah.
Oh,
So if you're
hey, we
still-
found him. Where are you guys at?
Not really gonna answer.
So after a while, you two see that he has this. A dismember actually has this like almost like a shack barn looking thing way out there, and there's like a farmhouse and stuff that obviously he can go and stay in this barn, and he just goes into the barn and barely shuts the door, and you go and you kind of peek in, and he is just sitting there talking real smooth and kind to the dog. He's not really making real words or anything, but you can tell by his tones. It's just like, and then the dog is just all loving it and just laying there.
Like maybe like this dog's his whole entire world.
Yes, like
the
that.
only thing
Like if he didn't
cares
have this
about.
dog,
Yeah.
man, Dismember would be very, very brokenhearted.
It
It might take all the fight out of him.
It's his soul and
There you go.
Very upset.
You know what?
You took this
If
dog.
Lyria didn't have this dog, she'd be very upset as well.
Exactly.
So
There you go. The dog's asleep in his palm, and after a few moments, it doesn't take him long at all. He's one of those people who just lays down his head and is finally asleep. I don't know if you know these people, but they annoy the tar out of me.
okay.
You roll with disadvantage from now on. Takes me hours to fall asleep. Anyways, moving on, past my dysfunctions.
Grab yours again.
Okay.
Cast without a trace.
Oh, good points.
Oh.
All right. Go ahead and roll for stealth.
With advantage. Oh no, we get plus
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
10. Beautiful.
Whoever's going into the shed.
Both of us.
This is a team effort. I just can't summon Lyria by herself. Oh, my stuff is rocking popping.
How did we lose 2 party members in one session?
31.
Okay.
I
And
got 18.
18. You start crawling towards slowly. So it's grass and dirt below your feet. There's even a point where you almost take a step And you realize there's a big cow patty on the ground. So you go, just a little to the left. Your spell that you've cast on yourself has like a little kind of a dark mist almost. It kind of surrounds you slightly. And it even muffles your feet slightly as well. As you get closer and closer, you hear a little bit of a snap as a twig. And you hear Dismember grunt. And kind of roll slightly. You notice really easily that his whole body likes to move around while he sleeps, but for whatever reason, his hand that's holding the dog stays perfectly still as if he knows not to move it.
Gyroscope.
His whole body just moves around this hand. You start hearing him.
You hear Pavel again. Where are you guys? Can't find Morty. Can't find Maeve. Can't find Lyria.
As this waft of smell comes and tries to hit you very potently in the nose, everybody roll, or the two of you roll for Constitution saving throws. To see if you guys can withstand the stink.
It's like magical. This man has irritable bowels, not a laughing matter.
6.
Oh man, 8.
Oh no.
The two of you start to.
Maeve, your famously weak stomach betrays you again.
I'm gonna swallow it.
For a second, he bolts upright. Looks straight past you towards the door. And he starts yelling at the door.
Sounds like my alcoholic grandpa.
And he lays down. Do you continue?
Yeah, I'm gonna fly up.
Okay.
And then,
The dog is now right there, right in front of you.
okay.
The fingers of this ginormous, mountainous creature surround you as you get closer to the dog.
Like the sound of a hummingbird? Is that what it?
There you go.
Dragonfly,
There's
right?
dragonfly.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's silent.
Oh, super silent.
Yeah. The dragonfly wings.
It's like a hiss.
They're like iridescent. They're very big. So she's slowly gonna grab the dog.
Place your hands around the dog, and the dog kind of just rolls over into your hand naturally.
Something like this.
And as you do, you start hearing Dismember.
The sleight of hand?
Yeah. Wait, how did the Indiana Jones? Never mind.
You start hearing Dismember, and he's like, Lyria, roll for perception.
Come on, girl, you can see it.
And Maeve, you roll for sleight of hand. What was it? 21. Go ahead and add 5 to your roll, because Lyria is going to tell you that your wings are tickling his hand, which is why you're waking him up.
Oh, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13 with the plus 5?
Oh, well, plus 5?
Yes, because she's warning you.
16, 17, 18.
18. So she tells you, wings are wings. As you kind of just shift slightly, and he's and you pick up the dog and start to fly out.
How big is the dog?
The dog
Is
is
there any,
only
like-
about
is there,
this big.
You know how
Well,
far
I guess Maeve's pretty small too.
Yeah.
So.
It's about the same size as you.
It's fine.
Like a toddler carrying a
I have
Like a toddler carrying a baby.
It's fine. I have a 19 strength.
There you go. Yeah. So you got the dog. Dog's just chilling, relaxing.
Is there any
nothing
like
going on.
open windows? You know, how, like the barn doors have like the open space usually.
Well, the door is still open. You can go out the
Gets the
door.
dog and just flies
I'm
out.
gonna and then I'm gonna give it to Lyria, and we're gonna slowly
Very gently, so the puppy's sleep.
And then sleeps, and the dog looks up at you and sees you, makes big eye contact with you, and it starts to paw up on your chest, and it looks you straight in the eyes like, do I know you?
Yeah, I just
Give me
petted you
kisses,
for
give
a
me
long
kisses.
time.
Roll animal handling.
Oh no!
Bark,
Can I
dog.
skip-
It's
can I
gonna
help
be a
her?
low roll.
Can I help her?
Bark, little killer, bark!
Since I'm handing it to her, can I help her?
No.
I don't think it matters. I have a 20. 20?
Killer just starts to lick your face,
Aw.
lays his head right in the nook of your little chin there, and you can even start hearing him snore as well.
Yay. Okay, well.
Get out of here!
I'm gonna start. Yeah. Don't mention that door.
So I fly out the door.
All right, and you sneak out of the door as you hear inside Dismember still snoring away. As you hear also another big. And
Can you open that? I'm gonna hold on to you. Can
Yeah,
you
like-
dimension door out here?
Straight out of there.
all right, you now have the dog. Where are you guys gonna go with it?
That's just a silly question.
Everyone
The
goes
bar.
Well, I'm gonna hide the dog.
Like put it like in your
Yep,
stomach.
yep, just like.
Yep.
What is in
Stuck to
there?
you right there.
He's there.
Oh, this is awesome. So yeah, so the rest of everybody
Maybe
else.
in like an hour. You're not like falling in love over here, are you? Like,
Maybe.
Hey, he rolled
you know
high.
we're meeting in an hour. You're gonna blow that off.
Do be one of those U-hauls.
Roll for
Do
how
I
good.
know you guys are downstairs in the tower?
Yeah,
we have a psychic link.
Okay. Then no, I won't come down. I'm here. I'm in attendance.
You guys come up with a plan. Let me know when we're leaving.
Yeah.
Right before we enter the bar, I'll put my little headset piece back in, so
Yeah, right.
Things take time.
that we.
The Rocky talkies.
Do we use those inputs anymore?
No, because you use the whole.
Oh,
It's
it's
a
a
psychic
psychic
link.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So yeah, you guys start making your way back to the bar. And what's everybody else doing at this point? Calcifer's come back downstairs.
I'm asking
Um,
you what you know about the Scarred Land.
Not much. I know from history that.
Didn't you like live near there your
Right.
whole life?
Well, no, I grew up around what was it? Crown
Castle.
Academy.
This is like right next to it.
Yeah,
Donbury.
Donbury.
Yes, you grew up in Donbury. Let me go and pull up the map for you.
This is still like right next to it.
Alrighty, so
Donbury.
Donbury is on
Donbury's right
the
here.
borderlands
No, I know,
of.
Lands are right here.
No, I
Yeah.
know, but we stayed in that area for the most part, with all the land or
Mhm.
the knowledge and such, because that's where like the academy is.
I thought the cabin was here though.
Has a crown in his head.
Yeah, you have a dimension door basically. Not dimension door, but actual door.
So you don't get out much.
That's a dimension door.
Okay.
So what you
You're
know?
one of those insects.
Wait, Elderhold, so.
Actually, go and roll history
My family's like nerds.
and do it with advantage because you've lived there their entire life.
No, Pavel's got a new. You know, he lived his whole life in the church, and this last year he's been adventuring.
24.
Kind of like.
All right. So here's what you know about the Scarred Lands. First off, your mom just hung out in Dawnberry and just used the door in the back to go to Castle Crown every day. Now that's called transportation.
For real.
Your dad, on the other hand, would go into the Scarred Lands and he would research things. So your mom would be like, go into the Scarred Lands and figure out what's going on there. What you know from the history with the 24 roll is the Scarred Lands was actually like a whole kingdom and all that kind of stuff. It was actually the capital of like that whole area. But something happened. People believe that it was like a spell went wrong or some kind of like an atomic explosion, basically, right? Of a spell power, and it just destroyed everything that was around there, and it polluted everything. So now you have,
Kind of like World War II.
yeah,
It's New Mexico.
yeah, you have a lot of this weird magical creatures. You got a lot of really dangerous things. You have this old city that's in the middle of all this, but nobody knows what it was that set it off. All they know is that since that's happened, no one can really go into the Scarred Lands for very long, or else they get sick just as well as everybody else.
So obviously nobody lives there.
Nobody lives there that you guys know of. Your dad, however, has been the one who's gone the furthest in, and the only reason he was able to is because he had the tiny hut, and he was a very skilled ranger. And so he would go in,
You taught me that.
hut, yep, and then he would just continue to go further and further and further in. But he would tell you stories about how like plants would try to destroy him and kill him. There's other creatures in there that like live in there, not people, but weird monstrosities of creatures that are very dangerous.
That you
and
see in most other places. Kind of.
yeah, you would never see anything like this anywhere else. It's only here in the Scarred Lands.
Did he ever like tell him about any like protection or anything that he used to kind of protect himself from the?
Yep. So as long as you go back into the hut after 8 hours, you won't have any kind of sickness. But there is like a potion you drink every night to make sure you flush out all the toxic magic that's in you, right? And you just flush it out while you sleep. You know, pee it out, and then you're back and ready to go. Go back out again.
Not a candle that you light every night.
No, not a candle. Not the candle to scare away bad dreams. That was the dwarven house, or the dwarven places. But yeah, you drink this potion, flushes all the bad toxins out, and then you can go again for the next day. So as long as you have the potions and a tiny hut, you can survive and keep going deeper. Your dad would tell you about the crazy, weird stories and stuff going on there, like completely abandoned towns that have been overgrown by jungle. And he's even seen like a castle way off in the distance and a church basically way out there as well, like the two biggest buildings.
And I'd assume, kind of going through the history of Arcana and all through the academy, you would get to a point in the book where you have your cataclysmic event that was documented by somebody that possibly escaped, and after that, blank.
Yeah. Yep. And actually, I have a date for you as well, should you desire it. So with a roll of a 20.
You never went out with that?
My guy is asexual. No. We work more on the wizard aspect.
You would go with him when you were younger to like the first two like layers in.
Yeah. More just the adventuring, but when I started learning.
Yeah, but when you got to the really dangerous stuff, your dad would never let you go past that. All this happened a long time ago. I want to say like 100 years ago, probably.
That's not that long. It's like one person again.
Spoke to a guy who was born in 1933 the other day.
My great grandma was born in 1936.
I couldn't.
702.
About World War II, and I'm like, oh.
So it's actually closer to 200 years.
Oh, wow.
So 702 was the year that happened. You're currently living in 893. Well, 894, sorry.
Alright.
I have a timeline with stuff. That's how complicated things have gotten. I want to point that out.
I would convey everything you've enlightened me with to Pavel, but more on the hush, because he's kind of my buddy right now.
Okay.
And kind of give the warning of like if
I'd make sure Dark Shade hears like the important stuff.
Yeah,
what's gonna attack him.
And what I would say a little bit
plants
louder.
are scary, Dark Shade.
I was gonna say what
I don't fear plants.
a little bit louder is there's a lot of these lands that we still don't know how bad it's gone.
Alright, well, I know Mordai's been trying to create some magical items lately. Maybe he can also come up with some things that can help us with this.
Oh, I cast Identify on the deed that you got me to. So,
Okay.
whatever.
So it's
I'll roll insight to see if I see that Lyria's shirt is moving.
No.
oh yeah, so these two come in,
Nope.
and
Perception? Okay, that's better.
Dark Shade isn't the only one hiding a pig in their hands. No, Larry's definitely got.
You got a larger.
Is your booby moving? What is that?
I have a 17 charisma. I would never ask that.
Yeah.
Way more tact than that.
I don't know. Marvel seems on.
Yeah, you're going to the dark side.
I mean, not with the bad guys, but Larry's one of us. So I do notice, but I'll just like. I mean, I don't know what that is killer. I just know that you have a new animal. Oh, okay.
The animal is drooling a lot, and so like your front of your shirt starting to get very wet, and then you also see like little bite marks on your arm as he's trying to like just playfully like.
Can I roll perception?
Absolutely.
Just chewing on your shoulder.
Yeah, just
We got a new pet there.
Yeah, it's a wild raccoon.
Oh,
21.
a raccoon.
You got a 1?
familiar?
21.
Oh, 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what it is. You're pretty sure.
Is that what you guys found?
Yeah.
Not Mordai?
No, we can't find more of it, but we found this cute little baby raccoon.
And we're keeping it.
Now, you know,
Roll for deception.
raccoons are very, very dangerous as well as infectious.
So. It's cute.
Only if it bites you.
Of any diseases they get from their raccoon.
Yeah, but rats can be clean.
That's true.
Wild raccoons, far
Can
less
be
likely.
clean.
Far less
We'll
likely.
give it a
But
bath
can
once
be.
we get it.
Well, let me see it.
I'll little tiny raccoon.
I'll cast Lesser Restoration on it and
Yeah.
clear it of any
We'll do
diseases.
that
Can I
later.
cast prestidigitation?
Once we get to the
Clean it
boat.
up.
Once we get out of here. We can do that.
We don't want to freak no one out, you know.
We've all seen raccoons before.
No, the strangers in here.
Trash panda.
I know. They don't want this.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. At this point, Calcifer comes down and he says, "All right, guys, where are we heading? What are we doing? What's the plan?"
Are we planning on leaving tonight? Back to the ship?
Yeah, we didn't get the hell out of here.
What?
Because we're gonna go. What we want to
No,
do?
not back to the ship, to the scarred land.
What's there?
Yeah, we gotta start moving, guys.
Well, we're...
Apparently something to defeat the merchant, or something the merchant's scared of, or something to do
Maybe
with the
that was
merchant's
his experiment
past,
that gave him his
or...
power.
Actually, it's into that.
Yeah.
What's so bad about the merchant?
Oh, buddy. I'm glad we have a long journey. Counselor,
yes,
you're going to need to hear about this, too.
Should we contact the church for help?
Well, the church is right here.
The church is right
I mean,
here.
I'm a representative. I could...
You
Do you have a way to communicate? I'll communicate with Elderhold, you know, and yes, Calcifer, I have a way to communicate with Elderhold. You know, I'll get you in contact with the elders, of course, and
All right. Well, the sooner we can leave here,
I
the
haven't been in that close of contact with them lately. I know they're going through a lot.
so Calcifer keeps looking at like your bundle. And he's like, it's kind of weird.
No.
It's a raccoon.
It's a raccoon.
It's got a raccoon. Yeah,
I'm an
we like oddballs around here.
Yeah, obviously. I'm so glad I gave up the Crux field for this. This is good. This is a good plan. This is well thought through.
Okay, I won my fight. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Disagree.
All right, so where are we heading?
Well, we're off to the Scarred Lands, and
sleep.
let me tell you why.
You're so fucking.
You sleep when you're dead.
He's asleep with what's his face.
Listen, you
Yeah.
made a
I'm
choice.
doing that right now.
This is your bed. Now
I
you
wouldn't be
gotta
able
lie
to take
in
a
it.
long rest anyway.
We'll just let Mordai do whatever he's doing. We'll let him know, hey, we're going
Do you
this
have
way.
a way to get us back
Meet
to
us at your
Dawnberry
broom.
quickly?
Mordai has a broom. He can meet us.
Do you have
It was actually 4
you have
hours
a
of rest.
portal there. Do you have a teleportation circle in your home? Accomplished wizards. I mean, no, you don't have to teleport. Do you have one in your house? Because he can cast teleport.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's.
We can go.
He would just
stay
need to
in-
give
in-
him. Yeah,
in Hindtuff.
you need to go get him. But yeah.
I have to sleep. I don't have that prepared.
Yeah, but he would also have to know. I mean, I could
I
tell
have
him the
also
rooms.
no spells.
It's at this point
I can reverse that.
you hear off in the distance the loudest, most angry
I knew it.
roar that you've ever heard. And everybody in the entire bar, and you can feel in the entire town, is frozen. And you hear
Got a
Well, I've been
blast.
saying we need to get out of here.
those people who go outside and take a look can see that there is a shed being torn apart
Let's go the
Piece
opposite way.
by piece, just flying in
What's
different
Calcifer
directions.
saying? Because he knows whose shed that is.
And so he's looking at the destruction. He says, "Oh my gosh, I've never seen dismember this man before."
Can I just do a straight up intelligence if I can put 2 and 2 together?
Yeah, it's gonna be a high roll. Go for it.
I mean, we saw them all
Actually-
freak out about Killer earlier.
Yeah, actually, Kelsifer's gonna be the one to put it together first.
Dave's gonna grab
He's gonna look over at you and say,
we're gonna go through the kitchen. bitches to the back door.
Yep.
No. I don't let y'all out of my sight. If y'all are sneaking up on me again, you better roll some stealth or something, because...
I have really good stealth, so I can do that.
Puff up Pebbles.
Yeah, but does she?
And I don't have.
And she has the raccoon, so disadvantage.
So you're running out the back door? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I want to.
So Kelsifer looks around and says, "Where's your friend? Your friend with the raccoon? Where is she at? I cannot believe you're in. We got to leave.
Customer, spit it out.
I think she's got the dog.
The dog from.
She's got Killer.
Holy shit!
She's got Killer. She's got Killer. And now we're all gonna die. We got to get the hell out of here. Like now.
Like immediately, I start scolding y'all over the psychic.
Wait.
Like, give the dog back. Where did y'all go?
What is happening? You guys are being so loud. And
Like
annoying
I
right now.
call down Atlas. I'm like, come on, I'm gonna hunt these people down.
All you're gonna hear back to
I'm gonna
Sarah
ask,
is
can I ride with you?
is disconnected at this time.
Like Darkshade, I'll buy you 3 pigs if you track down Maeve right now.
Gosh, all right, let's go.
All right. Roll for perception or roll for investigation.
I'm also gonna cast
Do I?
Yeah. Are you coming downstairs?
I'm gonna pull out the
I
stuff.
start
Maybe
getting dressed.
divine sense.
Performance check.
I'm also
to get dressed.
To get dressed and run at the
I'm
same
also
time.
gonna cast spells.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, acrobatics.
Acrobatics, probably acrobatics.
No.
That's even better.
So,
Why do you?
19. Okay, so you pick up on their scent pretty
oh,
easily.
I passed without trace test again.
The smell of dog is definitely in the air.
Can I guidance myself?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's an action.
oh, he wants to smell us. I'm gonna.
Oh, it is an action.
I'm gonna.
No, you
I
can't.
rolled a nat 20.
Yeah.
You've never seen yourself get dressed so fast in your life.
I'm gonna drip back her shirt to
Damn, what's the guy gonna think? You're like,
Uh,
later! Do you even
boom.
say anything?
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh shit, Maeve is on the run, and I'll just like start getting dressed.
So we
That's
start,
like minor illusion shit, right?
And no, I don't.
where are you going? I mean, we thought we could like. we bonded. You're just leaving me
I
now?
will absolutely call you. I'm so sorry. My friends are idiots.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
will pay for this.
I've heard this before. Okay, I'll be here. I'll see you later.
Would you just use Preston's hesitation to talk to him after
Since she
you've
smells
already
like
left?
dog, I'm gonna.
I like stopping the door.
Oh, you're saying?
I don't say.
Ah! All right, you've lost one party member. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Since she smells like dog, I'm gonna trap her to smell like pig shit.
Wow.
So they can't smell the dog; they smell pig
Drool, bite marks, and now pictures.
Not sure you can spell that shit.
What's the knots metagame?
Yeah, there you go. All right, so you guys start tearing after him, right? You're on
I'm
your.
flying on Atlas. I'm
Yeah.
casting divine sense.
Yeah,
I am like,
I'm rooftop to rooftop.
yeah.
at this
Like,
point.
get him, boy, get him.
At this point, from your vantage point, you're looking down over everybody else, and
Like
you
you
can
hear a booming voice, Maeve.
Run into the forest quickly.
from your advantage. The first thing you see is Dismember. Dismember has found them and is right up on them. He has a long stride, and so he is just booking because you can tell he can smell them too. And so you look just as he's about 10 feet away,
Can I turn
and he
back?
jumps into the air with his hands lifted up. You guys manage to smearing pig shit on each other.
No, just
Just
the
the
smell of it.
No, wait.
It's not actual
It's
pig
Druid
shit.
craft. Druid craft.
Oh, Druid craft fake pig shit on you.
Yeah. like the cologne. You know, ode to
Yeah.
pig shit.
Oh, the
Yeah.
essence of pig shit.
Do I see him?
Elderhold.
Are you flying with him? Because
I
I
was
think it
trying
only
to.
holds on. How many does your griffin hold?
It's a large
2.
creature.
2?
Yeah, 2.
Okay, that's 2.
Oh,
No,
I thought he was
you can
running.
fly.
I'm running.
Oh, you're running. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's
He's
just the
like,
2 of you
yeah.
guys. So the 2 of you can see this and see down. You're coming up on close, and you're probably about 20 feet away. And
Do we
as
hear him and see him like chasing after us?
you hear a
Oh, we
loud
have
banging
to.
as you're doing the whole spritz and walk. spritz and walk.
I was like, oh shit!
Just walk.
And you look up just as you see Dismember as he comes straight down on top of you. 2 huge, meaty
And I'm
hands.
trying to reduce him.
And right when he's about to make contact with both of you, there is a barrier that is preventing him from hitting you. And he just keeps wailing. But to make this even more interesting, this barrier that's protecting you from him is only about 3 inches from you. And so you get the full effects of this beating.
The percussion of the drum.
And you can feel the wind as it's like brushing your hair and your wings back. But you don't feel any of the impacts. And you can see that he is just angry. And he knows he's there. He can smell him. But he can't make contact with you for some reason.
Make him make
Whoever
a
this
DC
is.
18 Wisdom save. I'm gonna cast hold person on him.
Oh yeah, he fails.
So I freeze him for a moment, and we land on Atlas.
Yeah, right.
You maybe cast hold person on you too? Get back here!
I'm not a person. I'm a bear.
There's a distinction when I want it. When it benefits me.
We have 1 minute to resolve this.
Resolve what?
I don't know what we're resolving.
The theft of his dog.
That was not very cash money.
Has Calcifer arrived yet?
Yeah, Calcifer's coming up. He just can't run as fast
He
as...
cast a barrier or no?
No, he did not.
He can't.
And as he stops and he looks over and he sees that, because he saw the barrier as well, he says, I always wondered what would happen. I mean, I've never actually seen it actually enact before, but that's pretty amazing.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What's that, Calcifer? That was a pretty good barrier you did back there.
That wasn't me. It's the contract. You can't commit any kind of harm to the people, to the Crux, or to the Crux Master. And I've never seen any of the gladiators try to take out somebody from the town, but obviously you're being protected by the contract.
What happens if we leave the town?
I don't think you can do anything about that.
So you're saying Mage's still under the contract?
No.
No, he is.
Dismember is.
Dismember is. Oh, so he can't hurt.
And so Calcifer actually walks up to Dismember, and you can see him, he puts his hand up on him, and he starts talking to him. And they're kind of whispering back and forth to each other. And he kind of keeps looking back and forth at you guys. And he keeps talking. The spell has run out.
Behind us?
Yeah, right?
And you see Dismember stop. And he's got this kind of pouty face on his face.
We all turn and look at Lyria. All of us. Dismember, Calcifer, me,
Like,
Hunt, you're there?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all just looking at you. And this, like...
I start giggling. Look at his face.
so like a scolded little boy, this enormous scolded little boy starts kind of hands down at his sides, kind of shuffles over towards you, and he says, and he points and says, "Be good." And he points over at the dog, and then looks back at Calcifer, and Calcifer gives him a little nod. And he turns around and starts walking back towards us.
Boo.
Mace gonna fly over and give him a kiss on the cheek.
Oh, okay.
No.
He growls. Next thing you see, he picks up this large-looking tree and just chucks it off into the forest.
I was like, at me?
And then he just keeps walking back
I'm gonna
towards his
ask-
shack.
Him if this was originally her dog, or if they just straight up stole it.
They stole it.
Actually,
And I disapprove. Strongly.
Killer actually doesn't belong to anybody. He's a stray. Actually, all the gladiators just kind of watch after him. He just sleeps with Dismember. Because it helps him, fall asleep.
What's the what?
Without the dog, he takes hours to fall asleep, and we all know what of a pain in the ass that is.
In my book, that counts as being his dog. Just so everybody's clear. You sleep with the dog every single night. Yeah. Sounds like it's not just his dog, his emotional support animal.
If he kills himself, it's on you.
Well, we don't know about it.
No, he's gonna kill everybody else. So he's gonna be the next Crux winner. Is what he's gonna be.
Listen, you guys can all say
And then he's gonna wish for his dog back.
That's gonna be the contract.
He's gonna teleport out of here one day, just like.
Boom.
How would this ever go wrong?
Counselor, what'd you say to him? That was amazing.
No, he's dismembers a big, mean, ugly brute, but he's sweetie. He knows that it doesn't belong to him. I told him that I would keep an eye on him and make sure he's protected and taken care of, and these guys are good guys, and they'll make sure that he's well fed and has his belly rubbed, and he'll be okay. We'll bring him back one day.
We made the right decision to come and get you, Counselor. We're glad you're with us. Otherwise, don't know what I'd do with you two.
Grounded.
Grounded.
Are they normally,
No more stealing pets.
are they normally thieves?
I've never stole in my life until now.
And I need
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, you're still in the room. You're not.
22 on insight.
You know she's lying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you should look at Ravel's face. It's just...
How do you think we got the fishing poles?
Yeah, I remember that.
I've learned through my travels that not everyone's perfect. They're good people, I promise. When the
What would the thing
when the
be?
Mind Flayer dragon swoops down on you, they're the ones you want by your side. As they say in Elderhold.
That's right. Well, hopefully, and they say in Blackburn.
Yeah.
All right.
But maybe worn out our welcome here.
You know, I'm ready to get back.
Cruxfield is
This was fun.
not the best.
We're not going back. We're one of the scarred lands. I'll fill you in.
Okay.
All right. You guys heading off to the Scarred Lands then?
Well, apparently we gotta sleep one night because we can't find Mordai. So I know he'll come back by morning time.
All right. You guys go back to the inn then. When you get there, you realize that all the beds are filled. And so you guys need to sleep in the street.
What about Counselor gave up his room?
Perfect.
Damn it.
I love that.
Well, he has his room, but it's like a bed and a wall. Like
Say
that's
you're
all it
not
is.
sharing. Okay.
Yeah, he's got nothing.
It's Murphy's button, yeah.
That's all he's
I
got.
have a nice, lovely, comfortable bed.
Yeah, the one who's really sleeping well is this one over here.
I think we're all like beating up Mordai's door.
There you go.
Not me.
Let us in.
We don't
Let
even know-
us
We
in.
don't even know he's in there. Yeah.
Is there any
Other than we thought we heard him earlier.
Oh, I know he's in. I know where
is
he's
there
at.
like a tree anywhere nearby?
I cast silence.
Oh yeah, that's trees everywhere.
Oh, okay, perfect.
You got anywhere
Actually,
to stay around here?
I'm gonna go
Looks
to
like
the
we're in need of
field
a place to sleep.
and Drew craft
You've been here a while,
huts
right?
for me
Looking
and
for your
Larry.
parents?
All right, sounds good. And the dog and Killer.
Killer.
Did you have a room here already? Or?
Not a room here. I have a room kind of.
Oh, well,
Oh, that's right.
you got a room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the tiny hut.
Yeah, but we don't know that.
No.
You just see Nate
Yeah, do you
like
have
a
a
little
place where we
hut
can stay?
on a beach.
I'm not gonna find this guy 3 pigs. He did find Maeve.
I don't want to use the mansion that I have.
What? No.
You have
All
the-
your spell slots back.
I'm-
in long rest.
I mean, me and Larry are sleeping in the
Yeah,
hut. that I
but
just
that's
made.
like the big.
No, it's not the mansion.
Okay,
You got
save
there's
that, save
a
that.
smaller
Do
one.
a tiny hut
Tell
in
me-
the hallway.
Maeve's gonna choose a tree over a mansion. That's
Oh,
not the
yeah.
Maeve I know.
She lived in the forest.
Yeah, but
Also,
she's become accustomed to the finer things.
It's okay. Sometimes
The finer things
I
in
mean,
life.
she made it.
Sometimes you gotta go back to your roots.
This hut is a ritual.
No, Druidcraft.
Yep,
Oh, no,
tiny
no,
hut. You got it.
Yeah. I Druidcraft a hut for.
And you can cast it as a ritual. It's a level 3.
So do we get our rest? I know our rest. So
And it fits 9 creatures of medium size. So that can fit everybody.
the tiny hut?
Yeah, tiny hut.
Wanna
Not the
sleep in a
mansion,
tree,
just the tiny
or
hut.
We're gonna sleep in the hut.
Yeah, I'll sleep in the tree. I feel like you guys are kind of mad at me.
You're guilty.
That's okay.
That's fair.
I'm
Yeah,
guilty.
yeah, yeah.
Guilty of what? He's a Frey. I didn't steal anything.
You guys didn't know that. You literally snuck into his home and stole
I
it.
totally did know that. Everybody was talking like
I
they
am
owned him.
going to suggest that we get the hell out of here.
Mhm.
Maybe even go into the woods.
I mean, we in the
Sure.
woods.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
we're-
Yep.
And
We can
then,
set your hut up underneath their tree.
and then I will cast the Magnificent Mansion.
Oh, the big one.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
It's all sorts of decked out with servants and
Ooh.
beds, food.
3 pigs?
It's
Oh, yeah.
7-course meal for everybody.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty nice.
I like it.
Hey,
Wine.
we're glad to have you with us.
I didn't know
Let me
this,
just
but
be the first to say.
we need to do this whole time.
You just
We're gonna get along great.
consider this a trial period for the Knights of
Right.
Elderhold.
There we go.
Looking for a man of your
Talents,
talents.
caliber.
Customer, I didn't see you there.
Uh huh.
You can never have shit.
No, I'm not here. Can we
All right.
take a quick break?
We can take a
long
quick
rest?
break, and then we will be back in just a few moments. All right, we're back from our break. Thank you for holding on with us, and we are back into it yet again after all the shenanigans of the bar, which, by the way, took about half of the adventure today. So you wake up early the next morning. Calcifer's he's all right. He's been wrestling with his thoughts all night long. You guys feel great. I mean, you've been playing with the dog all night long, and I have to say, Mordai, however, definitely slept the best. You woken up refreshed and
in a great mood.
Yeah, birds are singing. Bacon is a cooking.
In the morning.
Are you kidding? Absolutely. That's right. Matter of fact, we wake up and he's actually already gone downstairs, grabbed some breakfast. Breakfast in bed. You got a little mimosas going on in the morning.
Leave him some money on the dresser and get out before he gets back.
Some money.
You guys have a nice little breakfast. Nice, comfortable, enjoyable, and
just a chill morning.
Just a chill, relaxing morning. And you're all up. What do you guys want to do? You're all meeting each other downstairs, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
I'll stay the
I am enjoying the hell out of this mansion still.
Yeah, we have our own luxurious
right.
breakfast. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it's an invisible portal, so
We call out from the portal to the tree, like, you guys want eggs? And like, we got orange juice.
literally
Oh
every.
my god, I
There's a
love
bacon
that.
charcuterie board in here.
Oh, just hand me a charcuterie.
Oh my
The unseen servants are giving out foot massages.
Fantastic.
It's true.
Farmers never looked this shady.
Oh man.
I want to have like
Yeah,
just like a
no.
perm. Just like
Your hair's fully teased down.
Yeah, the Wizard of Oz, the Cowardly Lion all
You already
permed
know
up.
what she's missing out on.
Oh my gosh. Fantastic. So fantastic. All right.
Well, we'll call everybody through the psychic link.
So it was a 9-course banquet.
okay. Well, I didn't miss a one.
There you
We're
go.
up to 100 people.
Yeah.
Like, everybody, we need to get together, lay our plan. We're about to. Mornai, we need you to teleport us to Dawnberry. Where are you? Meet us at the new mansion outside of town.
I'll say goodbye to Roman and I'll leave like my sending stone.
Yeah, you guys leave on really good terms, and it's like, all right, yeah, I'll see you next time you come back. And
See you next time in town.
all right, definitely come for the finale though. When they're here, it's a thing to behold, and the money you can make. I'll tell you, I'll let you know what the good odds are. So,
I will.
all right,
I give him a kiss.
and off you go.
I'm gonna warn him who he's working for.
No.
You don't want to break his heart, man.
Well, we need an inside guy, I guess.
Well, you already have an inside guy. He's there. Actually, technically, you got two. Sale.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Sam.
Sale's there too.
But
Well-
she hates
Well,
us,
and-
right?
and-
And the gavel.
And guilty.
Technically, she hates
And
these
the
guys.
gavel.
She still loves you.
Right,
I don't know if he's our
Gavel's
ally.
pretty.
Yeah, the gavel was ready to take you on one-on-one if you wanted to join up with the Crux competition, but you failed on him. So
Yeah.
that's all right. That's all right. Dad wouldn't be upset
Did you
about
talk
that
to
at
him
all.
Before we left,
Nope.
he's dipped out on Daddy.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
think that's
Daddy
Darkshade
dipped out on
style.
him first.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's actually
Return the favor.
kind of true. It's kind of true. So yeah, Pavel.
It's like I know all the things that he would say to me, and he knows all
Mhm.
the things that I would say to him, and like it just would have been. It's just better just to leave on.
And we know we're kind of like gonna come back and like kill his employer and fuck up his shit. So make you feel good, right?
Yeah, it does. I'm looking forward to that.
I promise you, we'll do that.
All right, so Kelfister is all right. Let's get busy.
So I'm interested in finding out what's in the Sacred Lands.
Yeah.
Scarred Lands.
Mm-hmm.
Abe.
And these plants. I've never met a plant that I've been afraid of, so I wanna.
We've never met these plants.
Nope. I
Mm.
want it off. I'm ready.
Exciting. All right, so you're drawing up the portal.
I don't
Do you
know.
have it? Do
You're
you
the one
have
who
it?
started it.
I have it.
We
but
can walk. We can walk. It's not that far away.
No, it's not.
I can teleport us. Wait, where would we teleport to?
So we're
To
there.
his
You
house in
have-
Dawnberry.
You have a teleportation to Dawnberry, right?
No,
I've never been to Dawnberry.
I would tell you the sigils.
Yep, he would know him.
I would know them like the back of my hand.
We've never been to Dawnberry.
That's
have we?
new.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
This would be your first time.
Yay.
I'll draw a teleportation circle on. Cool.
All right. So you draw up the teleportation
I'll give
symbol.
my inspiring speech.
Um,
So
Is
we
that a
all-
crazy question, right? If he technically did it inside the mansion, would it stay there or does it
no.
disappear every time?
Everything goes
And
away,
it's-
and
and
it's all
not
brand
like
new.
a sanctuary or whatever.
No.
Sanctum is different.
Yeah, I believe that it's just a completely like
Random.
zero. Yeah, zero.
It
Starts off at
resets.
0 every time as soon as you cast it, which is not bad because it's
No, it's
the pantry stocked all over again. So
well, he emptied it, so that's
Yeah.
a good thing.
there you go.
I'll do 2 4th level aids. And then I'll use my Pearl of Power to get 4th level attack.
All right, sounds good.
So who's got the A's?
All 6 of us.
We all got AIDS.
We all got it.
Magic
Got
Johnson.
AIDS.
Everybody has
Everybody-
AIDS.
More than
Nice.
And
Nice.
19 temporary hit points.
So
Yeah.
your maximum points increased by 20.
So he gives you the runes.
So it's 30.
4th level. It'll be 15.
Oh, 15.
Oh, shit. Okay.
You do the runes, and you start the spell to like activate it from one side to the other. Like telephone call, right? And it doesn't connect. Like it starts to, and then it just stops.
Interference.
Like
Figure
as
out phone
in,
number?
I would know.
like either something's written wrong or something is broken.
Yeah.
Something scratched out on the other side.
I would say the other side messed up.
Well, I guess we walk.
All right, so you get that spell back because you didn't use it. So you guys can start walking to Dawnberry.
I don't walk anymore.
I think we just cut.
I don't think Mordai walks anymore either.
Mordai's just singing while he's doing his work.
I do. I'm on my room.
No, I was like, no, you got the broom of flying.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got Atlas. You fly.
I can do like a Naruto through the woods, just hop it
Oh,
from
yeah.
tree to tree.
You can move pretty
You
fast.
fly?
By spending a spell, I
I
can.
can fly. A spell.
I mean, we could ride
How long can
together.
y'all make it last?
Oh, is it 10 minutes or something?
No, that's like
We can ride together. I can put 2 people on the room. We're both pretty
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
small.
2 on the
I
broom,
think Win.
2 on the griffin, and 1 running.
Oh yeah, you can ride it, my griffin.
And then Calcifer is actually extremely quick as well, so he can run up.
Do I recognize like what is he like a fighter or do I? Recognize
Yeah,
his
you would
style?
know by some of the stuff he does. He's actually a blade singer.
I was busy.
Oh, I would know him very
How big
well.
was
Mm-hmm.
Just right.
it?
So you start making your way, all of you guys, through your various ways of transportation. Those people who are... Is anybody on the ground? Yeah, it's you and Kelsifer, actually. Darkshade and Kelsifer. After running for a while, then you guys need to take a little break. You kind of walk a little bit.
Sure.
And you stop next to some like other travelers and things. And so you're kind of walking alongside these guys just for a minute.
Before we would have left, or before we left,
Mhm.
I would have given him stone skin, so you have resistance to slashing, piercing. Because you're the one on the ground.
Yeah, we'll give it to Calster because I rage,
Oh, yeah, you're right. Kelsper.
which does the same thing.
Yeah, they'll be taking it. So yeah, you're coming up on a group and stuff, and then you guys start the usual chit chat about the weather and this and that as you're kind of catching your breath. But the family that's in the caravan going also to Dawnberry stops and says, "Have you heard about the strange appearances?
What appearances?
There's like people from the past just like popping up all over the place."
What like who?
Well, I mean, I heard that there were some people over there in like Bitterstone. There's like 2 people popped up there. I think they've been gone for like 30, 40 years each. And then there's some people up there near Elderhold, I heard, who just popped up over there. I mean, there's people popping up all over the place. All
These
from...
people, like, were they missing or they've been dead or what?
Well, we thought they were all dead. I mean, that's what people think. But, I mean, obviously they're not. I mean, it sounds like a big prank. Maybe everybody has like a special spell that makes them look like they're the old people. I think that's really what's going on. But it's happening everywhere, and everybody's talking about it. It seems like it's just all over the country.
Interesting.
So, and then you guys...
He's still
Any
busy.
other rumors that you've heard recently? Any, I don't know,
But too busy then.
giant flying dragon brains?
Dragon brains. No, nothing that crazy.
Okay.
Oh, we know the Elderhold right now is kind of going crazy. I heard some of that. I mean, they've been, I don't know, they've been just like schizophrenic or something. You know, they go in one direction and they go in another direction. They don't. It seems like they're trying to figure out who they really are. You know what I mean? It's a new king. He's a young guy. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
But you know, the really crazy stuff I've heard about is the wife. It's up there in those elven lands. I hear they're just going crazy up there. Things are just going like a whole new race of people is popping up there.
Right?
Yeah, from Midland.
I think I heard about something about that.
Yeah, just the craziest things.
Huh.
But
It's a crazy times we live in, isn't it?
yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting.
It's exciting stuff.
Yeah. And so yeah, you guys have any other questions before you take off, or just keep on running? All right, so you keep on running. It takes you guys a bit of traveling to get there. I'm not going to bore you with all the stops, but you're able to share that information on your first little break in the mansion. I'm assuming that night.
We're able to get there in one day.
No.
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 This is a montage.
Yep, as you keep taking.
Gotcha. We're stopping in your mansion.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
your travel mansion.
After the first
Not the mansion that is the ultimate
Exactly.
destination. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm not used to dealing with men with multiple mansions. Hard to keep track.
Sugar daddy.
I'll
Little known fact, we don't have information over there.
Okay. So you do it like every it takes you guys a good 3 days to get down there, but yeah, every time you guys are doing the same stuff every morning.
What does the land look the same as it did? Like, is there have we started noticing any changes in the fauna?
Really, it's this whole area is very very similar. Lots of trees, lots of things like that. You have the coast on your left hand side as you guys are making your way down.
Yeah.
Every night before you go to bed, however, when the sun is going down, there's a point at which, that last bit of light's coming over the top. As it goes over the scarred lands, you can actually see different colors in the sky as it goes down and then suddenly disappears. But it's only for that little bit of time, right when the light's getting straight across it. Really beautiful.
Yeah,
like
a shield, like a
barrier? More like the lights, the northern lights, kind of a feel to it.
More story.
Yes, there you go. And it's real brief, but it's well known at this point. I mean, this has happened for almost 200 years, and so people are aware of the lights.
Yeah, nice.
So
you say almost 200 years.
Almost 200 years.
I just find it funny.
So finally, by the last day, you guys wake up. And as you're traveling, you still hear more and more people talking about this whole, people in time.
Leaving Dawnberry?
Leaving or coming.
Normal travelers.
Normal travelers.
Okay.
They seem to all be talking about Fort Mithlin and the craziness going on there. And the people who have been lost at a time are suddenly being popped back into existence. And there's no real, other people have different theories. Some of them are pretty crazy. Some of them are like, that could possibly be it. And some people just kind of out, just pushing it to the side, don't really care.
Did Adira meet up with us, or did we pretty much lose her?
Right when you left, there was a note on that she left with Kelsiber, and the note said, "I'll see you, sweetie. For you, I'm going back to the ship. Let me know if you need me."
Okay.
Don't worry, those guys didn't mean anything to me.
We were her ride back to the ship. How was she supposed to get there?
She's resourceful.
She's very resourceful.
The thing
She's
that
like a continent.
the thing that threw me off is her calling me sweetie, though.
Right?
That never
She
happened.
kidnapped?
Yeah, that's not right. So I was like, whoa, she's gotta be sarcastic.
Yeah, here's a couple of gold for the journey for you.
Oh wow.
Spend it. Yeah, spend it nicely. 3 gold.
She put the coin on the dresser at the door.
Yeah.
She can insult you even when she's giving you money.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. A very love-hate relationship. So you finally get into Dawnberry, and as you guys are entering in, Dawnberry is a very, very big city. There's not a lot of... their main import and export basically is more magicians and stuff, because this is still part of the same land as Castle Crown. It's part of that same kingdom. And so there's even a smaller school of the people who didn't make it into the Castle Crown Academy. They come to the secondary school here, but it's a lot of that kind of stuff. A lot of the teachers who work at Castle Crown, who don't live there, live in Dawnberry, and they travel back and forth through their portals, basically inside their homes. It's very, very, it's very Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Very northern cities, very nice, very posh. A lot of people dressing really nicely, that kind of stuff. You also have the middle class running around doing things as well, but they seem like they've been taken care of for the most part.
Power and strength, the vampire empire to the north are concerned with.
Yeah, they're not very concerned about any of that kind of stuff.
Don't they have those elements? Did we have rumors that there was some of that element here in Dawnberry?
You did hear about it, but from the onset, you can't really tell. They're not talking about it. They're either hiding it very well, or it doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, but usually vampires have an effect on the places, like from what we've seen so far,
Yeah,
right?
we got a lot of
Places.
experience with that.
Yeah.
Remember, all the vampires that were set free were new, as in they were that halfway between a full vampire and not, and now they're all full vampires. And so the crazy ones all went to Shield Glare and just tried to take over.
That's how we ended up killing him.
Yeah, and so it's possible the ones in Dawnberry are being a little bit more smart about it. Who knows?
Poor guy.
Something to find out.
Yep. So you start entering the town. It seems to be very prosperous. Lots of wealth going around.
If I can, while we're coming in, just because it's like a new place and get my surroundings, if I can like see any of the thieves' cans signals and like going like through like the marketplace or something like the taverns or inns, anything like that.
Roll for investigation, and do it with advantage since you have thieves' cant.
Okay. Just not. That's not but. Okay. 13.
There's a lot of thieves' cant.
Yeah. Huh?
There is a very deep underground here.
Yeah.
But it's so sly and so cleverly hidden that even you are having a hard time picking it out. So thieves' cant is like a certain symbol, right?
Yeah.
And they've woven it into like the tapestry of the building or the tapestry of the whatever. So it looks like decorations.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it looks really nice. Oh, wait a minute. That curve of art is actually a letter that means this.
Yeah.
Oh, that little thing here, that's a really clever way of saying this. But the thing that really disturbs you is that there's a thieves' cant that you can tell is there, but you have no idea what it means. It's like there's a new version of a thieves' cant going on. It's definitely there. You've seen it a few places, but it doesn't mean anything to you for some reason.
Is there anyone, like, I don't know how to say this exactly, but the more popular key thieves' cant, right? Is there any of that around? Or is it all in that?
No, there's a mix between the new and the old.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'd like to kind of take note of some of the older ones, the ones that I can read, and see if, like, sometimes it's like, oh, don't go here, or it's safe here, or come see me here. If there's anything that's of notice, like that.
You notice that there's specific places that are fronts that are coming here to buy this type of thing.
Sure.
Come in here and sell that kind of stuff.
Whatever.
Exactly. That kind of situation. For the most part, usually when you go into these cities, it says don't go to these areas. But for the most part, it's just this is the land of plenty. Like there's a lot of places you can go and have a lot of fun as a thief in this area.
Yeah.
But the real lesson you're learning here is just don't go too far. If you bring attention to yourself, there's warnings. Don't bring attention. Don't steal too much.
Yeah.
Just steal enough so that they just don't care and we'll move along.
Do I see how uneasy you are? Or no?
I don't know. I don't think I would be uneasy. I think I would just be kind of...
It's like a wonderland. This is like, oh, as long as I don't, steal too much and make, bring attention to myself, this is wonderful.
Yeah, if I could, I'd like to see if I could find like a poison shop of some kind or like a black market, right? At some point, if I can get like break away from like once we get settled in or whatever, I know like okay, I can come here later on. Yeah,
you pass a place and it's a tanner's, and so tanners use a lot of different chemicals and all that kind of stuff in order to tan their hides, including I didn't realize this dog shit. I don't know if you guys knew this.
Urine. So
yeah.
Use a lot of urine.
Yeah, so there's a lot of weird
urine from the town.
Yeah, and so there's these vials and stuff, or like canisters of like urine and all that kind of stuff. They're preparing for their tanning, right?
Okay.
Stinks to high heaven, but you notice over the sign it says we don't just do the hides. We also sell poisons as well.
Okay.
And we'll sell it to you as
small print.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, here's a bottle of urine that if you put on your knife will kill everybody.
Yeah,
so.
And then anything about any kind of jobs. Or what would
there are certain places you can go to pick up jobs. There's not as many of those.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a few that you can get to.
Yeah. So many other competition.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition going on. It's a thieves' wonderland.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, cool. That's I just wanted to find out.
All right, so
I'd say like on the journey from the Crux field, I would like be really open to talking to Calcifer about like everything that's happened since we last were with him, and but like y'all could tell that Pavel's reluctant to talk about like the current state of Elderhold, and like what's like currently happening there. And so anytime that issue is like pushed, like he like finds a way to walk away or go do something different, and like spends the majority of the time just like flying on Atlas talking to you about the Scarred Lands, about Lathander, and like not actively avoiding Calcifer, but kind of.
Yeah. What you get from Calcifer is just that he's hidden himself away. He feels very like a deep shame that this lady who was supposed to be this wonderful and great asset to the city turned about to be this horrific villain. And so there's a lot of deep shame. He's a man of honor, and he felt he lost all of it by putting all of his trust in her, and then she tried to destroy everybody. And so he almost felt like the deaths that he suffered at the Crux field were his penance for that. And then it was only after that he decided that he was going to try to win to root out everything he could about her. And that would be his real penance, was to eradicate the world of anything that she left behind. So he's just a man trying to regain his honor.
Well, we'd let him know that we think the people appearing from the past have something to do with her soulless.
Yeah, the assassin is booked and busy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so we tell him all about that, and then
I would probably overhear a lot of this.
yeah, you'd hear all about our adventures. You know, we've had 3 days worth of travel. Is there anybody would like group dynamic wise want to talk about like during that 3 days?
Would I have
There's a lot going on.
Depending on the deep description that you get, would I have any background and or knowledge of the soulless and how they've come about?
Nothing. Nothing about the soulless, because the soulless came from Dorian.
But were they like new?
This Dorian, their Dorian, or the previous Dorian?
The Dorian from the very, very large part of the campaign who tried to destroy Elderhold. It like the soulless was her creation.
Okay.
It's like a demi-lich, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we would let him know like the backstory with the merchant, that he is the Crux, and that ultimately our goal is to figure out whatever's happening in the Scarred Lands to return to the Crux and confront the merchant, because we believe he is the cause of all of this evil, right?
Yeah, there's like a sword out there or something, like a blade of merchant slaying or something. I don't know.
I mean, that's why you're with us. You're our expert. We believe your parents are on this same mission.
I believe so.
How's Calcifer feel about that revelation? You know? Hey, buddy, by the way, you're working for another super evil dude doing his bidding.
You have shitty friends.
Yeah.
You have bad taste.
To tell the truth, he's not very shocked about it, but he's...
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but sir, he's spent a long time there, right? He saw some shit.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of knew he was kind of evil. As long as he destroys Dorian, he doesn't care. He's ready to... I mean, from his standpoint, he's about that tipping point of like good and evil. You know, if I have to do bad stuff in order to destroy a greater evil, he's right on that edge.
Welcome, my friends, to the edge.
Welcome to becoming Knights of Elderhold.
The devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other.
Yeah, that's right. He's slowly being changed over to two little devils on their shoulders. Anything else you guys want to discuss on that long journey in?
No, does anybody
Really?
interested about the reluctance to talk about current state of Elderhold? Or?
So, I'll be nosy. Why have you been so quiet about Elderhold, Mr. Prideful?
Oh, I mean, just, you know, there's everything going on with Tornhaven and everything. I mean, I'm sure the elders have it in hand.
Have you checked? Have you talked to him?
Yeah, we should update our allies on our progress and that we have Calcifer now.
Were you able to contact the church?
Okay, well, to be honest, guys, they, no, they're not dead. They requested I come back and, become an elder of Elderhold.
No.
Congratulations.
I feel like the work we've been doing, you know, me and my knights, you know, this is my calling right now, and I don't feel like Lathander's calling me back there, and they're not understanding. And I didn't know how to talk to you guys about it because we are the Knights of Elderhold. So,
How long have you been keeping this from us?
pretty much since we did some soul dive. Yeah.
Good day.
It's interesting. No one asked me to become the right hand of the king again.
Your presence was requested. I
Oh.
couldn't tell you either.
I thought we didn't have secrets.
Really? We don't have secrets?
No.
As your petting killer.
Yeah.
This is not a secret between us. This is Lyria's secret. I just helped her.
I didn't promise anything.
It's not true. You swore an oath, ma'am. You're a knight.
You're flying. Where is the dog?
I'm holding her by him.
Oh yeah.
She cast fly on the dog.
I don't think the dog is hit the ground yet.
Oh, that's what it was.
Either Maeve's holding her, or him, or the Lyria's holding,
Or Mordai.
or Mordai.
Whoever.
The dog hasn't hit the ground yet.
I know we'll
I
have
have
to.
Baby's hand. If that dog goes, I'm going with it.
I know we'll have to return to Elderhold sooner rather than later. But this is where I'm supposed to be right now. I'm sure of that.
Well, they can't force you to be an elder. So if you say no,
I've seen it done.
I'll go where the Thunder called me to go.
Did you tell them that? Are they okay with that?
We're not wanted again, are we?
They're getting a little pushy,
We're
but
not wanted. We're not wanted. They're getting a little pushy. My communication has been a little infrequent. They know we're headed to Dawnberry.
How do you communicate with them?
I'll show you the. So we have
pager.
this.
the
Yeah,
pager.
we have
That's
a
right.
pager.
I love this magical item.
It's essentially we have it connected to the leader of Torrenhaven, the leader of Baird Argor, one of the leaders
From Mifflin.
from Mifflin, Elmir, and Elderhold.
Can I spend a good time inspecting it to try to
Copy it?
eventually, replicate into my own purposes?
Oh, and yeah, on those days, can I try making those items?
Yes. We discussed how to roll for it, and I don't remember.
it's,
The arrows, or what are you doing?
I do want to make Maeve some arrows.
What's first?
So while you're rolling, I'm going to answer your question because I think it's pretty cool. So the page itself is a field. You've noticed that the page itself is a field, and the special pen that he's using to write on the field is dictating where on that field it is. So it's like a GPS locator kind of an idea, right? There is a sister pen on each one of these locations.
Okay.
So when it moves, they all move.
Okay.
And so it just writes when he's not paying attention.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it clears, and then someone else picks up the pen and writes. Yeah.
Okay. So I would know I'd need several of these
Pens. Yep.
pens and papers.
Also, did we
Would
ever
tell
find
you
out
that
what-
it's
what the
one of
bead
the
was?
greatest wizards of Fort Mifflin, Elmir.
Oh, yes.
He's like the father figure of one of our
Um,
former members. Created this. I'm sure if you asked him, we could take you there. It's got a lot of his plate too. You know, his country's a little culty,
Oh, yeah.
For Mifflin.
Mm-hmm.
but if you help him out with that,
They're
I'm
getting
sure he'd
worse.
be happy to show you how to make.
I'm always willing to learn.
So you on the journey, you would have gotten the pearl examined. The pearl itself is it's almost like a compass, but you have no idea where it's sending you. You hold it in your hand and you say a spell that he reveals to you, and once you say the spell, it kind of sits up off your palm and it points in a specific direction. And as you've been doing that,
play like hot or cold with him.
So you
No.
play
Like he has to turn around, like
oh, it's hotter.
Go
Oh,
that
they're getting
direction.
colder.
It's like the golden compass. It was like.
Yeah, there you go.
What
That
is
would be
Where's
awesome.
it pointing?
What is it
Which
called?
direction?
So,
It's actually pointing towards Dawnberry.
Oh,
What about when we get there? Now where's
like
It's still pointing towards Dawnberry.
towards the center?
Is it pointing
As you guys are
Dawnberry?
making your way through the town and you're checking out the signs and you're checking out the merchandise and things to buy.
Yeah. I'm like trying to keep everybody together. I'll hurt my hands. I turn around,
Yeah.
dark shade's gone. Damn it!
So-
God, I turn back around, Maeve's gone.
I'll be back. I'll be back, guys. I'll be back.
again.
So you're all trying to get to your house in order to get the potions and things.
So
And as you get closer, you start realizing that the compass is actually pointing like more towards the left, like on the left side of the city. But you still follow along, I'm assuming, right? Okay, but you know that it's actually wanting you to go somewhere else in the city.
It looks like a pretty good sized city. How many miles circumference are we thinking? 5 miles, 10?
Oh, easily, probably.
From one side to the next.
Yeah, probably easily 10 to 15 miles. It's a huge city.
Circumference or radius?
Through the diameter, through the middle of it.
Sorry, if it was.
I failed algebra.
There you go.
Geometry.
It's large
I hate
on the inside and the outside. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty big city. It takes you a while to get through. In D&D terms, think of Waterdeep. Waterdeep is massive.
Sure.
So yeah, this is comparable to that.
Okay, cool.
So I roll d4s to see how many arrows I make, right?
Yeah, you had the
Same
Maybe
success.
roll Arcana or something to make, and then if it was a success, then
All right, let's see. Magical
you wrote
items.
down the rules, right?
I did, and now I gotta go find them.
It's definitely an art.
Magical items. Okay, what's the gold value per the item?
We never established a gold value for the ones I made main. Just my
Goes off the
snappy
level.
arrows.
Yeah,
It's
so
like
go ahead and
level.
do 2d4s. This will be the amount of days that it takes you to build one arrow.
Oh, 1 arrow?
Yeah, so your best is 2.
4.
4. That's not too bad. So by the time you get there, you've made an arrow. So for that whole long trip, you're like messing around with it, trying to get it right down.
Are
and
you
made it down.
done? Are you done?
You done it.
She doesn't say that. She's a very patient.
And it's the lightning arrow, right?
Yeah, just the...
What names are we talking about?
Stun. All right.
You are not a
Unless
patient.
I can try like a different effect. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever effect you wanna try it out. You just gotta roll for the amount of days it's gonna take you to complete it.
Make it a psionic arrow. You learned it from Darkshade.
It's darkness
I
arrow.
can't see in
I can
darkness.
do
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of darkness flowing around here already.
Yeah, for real. I could do like fog cloud arrows. I could do like
I
I could do like a thunder wave arrow.
Can we just?
It's like a boom.
I like the taser arrows. Those were
Okay, then just the taser arrow.
All right, you have one in your inventory
But
now.
I don't give it to me yet.
Ah, never mind.
I'm gonna
holding on
keep
to
them
it.
until I can give you a couple.
Yeah.
And then I'll present you. Like,
I don't know what some of those were working.
Well, he knows that at the moment he gives it to Maeve.
she's gonna
She's gonna shoot it immediately.
Where is it?
And shoot it
No,
off.
I was very
Poor
lucky
merchants.
last time. I took down a necromancer by myself.
You essentially were like, electric arrows? Alright. Boom!
Yeah, and she got a lobotomy and died. And then I cut her head off.
Yeah.
That's true.
Alright.
You still care?
Did it work?
Did my-
It worked.
Like a
Used
deep.
it during the
They're
fight.
like
I threw it at the guy.
I would love to explore Dawnberry.
I think so.
Like as a player,
Whatever,
but I know Pavel would be very impatient and wanting to like get to the Scarred Lands and get on the mission. So, is there anything anybody wants to do other than
I want to buy potions, just like health potions.
Mason, tell you about the compass.
Oh,
Yeah.
seems like we need to check that out before we leave for
Yeah.
the Scarred Lands. Then
So shopping first, or house first, or
I think
compass
health
first?
I just want to get health potions. That's all I want to get.
Well,
I don't
I-
fully go shopping. I just want to get health potions.
I think we just. Do you want to do
Let's
anything?
go to the
at your
house. Let's get set up
No.
the house so we all know where the house is.
No, I think I think
Okay,
we're just
yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
drop by house, pick up the potions.
And then
Hey,
it'll be
does your
like,
father have a journal?
He's a ranger.
Oh yeah, he journals every time he goes in.
Excess money.
We're not robbing his house, man.
So what my mom did.
He's like, I've seen your mansion.
yeah,
when-
twice, 4 times.
So the thing is, like, when you walk into our whole house is
Oh,
like,
yeah, I like this. You said it wasn't a mansion, right?
yeah, it's literally like the size of this room.
We walk in, we're like,
And there's just alchemy. There's not beds. There's not furniture. There's
servants
jack
in the
shit
back, or
Nothing in there. What my mom did every
You were in the
night
basement?
was cast that, and we all go in. We sleep. We eat.
Oh, you
Live
cast
like-
it in? You cast it in the house?
oh, it's just like a portal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Just like an invisible door.
It's an empty slat.
Yep.
Do whatever she wants.
Okay.
So if anybody walked into the room, they can't go into our portal, and it's invisible.
What a childhood.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Also, really cost saving.
Kind of. There's not a cost to that
Exactly.
spell.
Well, I mean,
Once you buy the one expensive component for it, but it doesn't use it every time.
Oh, very cool.
So you come into the house, and so you finally find the house again. And as you do, you realize that there's actually already like almost a small group of people standing by the house, and they're looking on the inside, and they're all kind of like muttering and talking. This is like the villagers and stuff that you've known for years, like your neighbors, basically, right? And as you start approaching, they
You're like a
they
grumpy
see.
old man in your neighborhood. You like walk up, you're like, get off my lawn, freeloaders!
I'm actually pretty young compared to these.
You actually see one of them that you've known forever, and Steve. How did you know it was Steve? It's always a Steve. It's always a Steve somewhere. It's a Julian, and Julian actually comes up to you, and you know Julian to be just the gossip of the whole neighborhood, right? And so Julian sees you and says,
This is my guy.
"Oh my gosh, where have you been? I mean, you've been gone for a while, and your parents haven't been seen. Have you seen what's happened to your house? This is ridiculous. I don't think anybody's ever seen anything like this. You haven't been here?
No, I've been gone for about 2 weeks.
All right, you got to check this out. Come in. This happened about like a week and a half ago.
Okay.
So you got to come check this out. So he goes and pushes through past you. Get out of the way. He's coming through. He's coming through. And he gets him out of the way, and you realize the first thing is that your door's hinges have been knocked clean off. And the door is just kind of like almost just hanging.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the guards and stuff have been kind of guarding this area. And they see you, and they know you, of course, because they, you've been here for a while. And they're, oh yeah, come on, and this is your location. We're not going to guard it anymore now that you're here. We know where your whereabouts are.
Can I cast mending on the hinges and try to fix those and get it right?
You start to do that, and you realize the inside of the house has been torn apart.
Doors.
Yeah, so there's the runes that were on the ground and stuff that were the teleportation. That's why it didn't work, is because they've been just torn apart. The floorboards have been ripped up off the ground. The floorboards were actually an area that your dad used to hide his bows, like his good bows. The bow that he would use when he would go into the Scarred Lands. And you realize immediately it's gone. You also realize that...
All his journals, but I would also know that very few people know where it's fixed.
the people who came in here didn't know where it was. They just tore everything apart.
Did they find the potions?
You actually find an area where a lot of the potions are gone, but you also know there's a portal that your mom would have to like house more. This is just like the current stock for a quick visit or something. So there's more potions that you can get your hands on. But your dad's journals about, you know, all his adventures off in the place, they're all gone, all of them. He didn't put those in portals. He just thought he wanted them on hand to be able to read through and stuff. They're all gone. And that's what you really need in order to go into the Scarred Lands, is those journals above all else.
Can I investigate for if there's any traces of... I don't know, I mean, footprints and stuff wouldn't really narrow it down.
Like a week and a half, maybe your neighbors have been going through it.
Yeah, in all honesty. I'll ask the guards, what happened here?
Well, so he starts talking about how, you know, it was the middle of the night, it happened so quick, a bunch of people rushed into the house, breaking the windows, breaking the door, and they were in and out within like 10 or 15 minutes, and they were gone. Before any of the guards and stuff could come, by the time they got here, it was already too late. Everything was gone. And so it was a smash and grab kind of a job. They've been noticing...
Group, you say?
And they didn't know who they were. They have no idea. It just...
Of all different sorts?
Actually, it's Julian who says, you know what? They actually all look like rats. I mean, I don't want to be like, you know,
A rat.
whatever,
Not a rat.
but they look like rats to me.
Right.
I'm just saying. I heard the commotion. I woke up. And you know me. You know, any kind of noise in the neighborhood, I'm awake, right? Light sleeper. You know, it takes me forever to fall asleep. I don't know if it's that way with you, but I mean,
2 hours.
I just at least 2 hours. You know, I get some chamomile. I sit in the corner, but I'm beside myself. So, anyways, I'm awake at night. I'm counting sheep. I'm up to about 300 and some, and then suddenly I hear these smashes. And I just jump up and I just look out the window, and what do I see? But like just these hooded people running in, and they're just tearing stuff apart, ripping things apart. And, you know, I'm like, oh, this can't be good. I mean, this obviously isn't you and your mom and your dad. I mean, they're sweet people. I love you. They're so nice people. I like to sit down with them, have some nice chamomile tea at night.
Did they say anything?
You know, they just were so quick. They ran in. Of course, I yelled for help. And then you hear someone in the back saying, you liar, son of a bitch, you didn't say a damn thing. Well, such and such, it's yelled for help. All right, fine, but I was about to yell for help. That's what I was going to say. I would have done it. I would totally have done it, but I just, you know, it's early, and it was like in my throat. But anyways,
I would turn to the other person in the midst of Julian trying to talk and say, "Did you see what happened?"
And so it's another little old lady from next door, and she's like, "Yeah, it was." That's what he says. It was rats. It was these large rats running in, and then just taking tons of stuff. I mean, I don't know what they had, but they had bags and they had all kinds of stuff. And I'm sorry, they took off with your dad's bow. I mean, I've known he used to wear that bow every time he went off to work. I mean, and it just broke my heart. So luckily, your mom had all those portals and things. So I mean, your important things are safe, but still, no one likes to see that kind of vandalism to their home.
The cloaks that they were wearing, did they have any symbols or?
No, just pure black. Yeah. I would say it was like at least 15 of these guys came in. It was a lot of people, and it was quick. I mean, to tear apart every board in the house, they had a big crew. They knew what they were doing. And then the guard comes up and says, this has only happened here. It hasn't happened to this house, to this family. We haven't had a break-in anywhere else like in this magnitude. The closest one is way over there. We know exactly who did it. It was his brother-in-law who wanted to get the inheritance, but nothing to this magnitude.
I would turn to the rest of the group and say, I've heard of the Thieves Guild being present here, but I don't know exactly where they are.
Do a perception check. Just you.
Just for me.
Wow.
It's pop. Okay.
Now roll it again.
I was like, I don't know if that's a...
Unless it's a 20, roll it again.
2?
14?
Oh.
You kind of get like a scratch in your leg. Something's bothering you. Yeah.
I'll tell them.
Do I go to sleep?
I think I'll divulge to him that I've noticed some interesting markings throughout the town that since we've been in here that are unusual from like normal Thieves Guild activity.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll look into it. I'll try to see I'll try to dig a little further into that and see if obviously there's maybe a different element.
Yeah, it seems weird at being targeted. Yeah. Just like this.
Question. If they're rat people, are they beasts? Technically? Okay. Is that racist?
Good question.
No, it's just
They're humanoid.
They're humanoids.
Okay.
cast a spell and find out. Well, ask the DM.
I might have to.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to waste
Just
it.
burn the spell slot.
Well, no, because I can track.
So, you guys want to go check that out, and we'll follow this this pearl.
So, since I'm in the house, Shadow and I are there, and I'd like to see if I can catch any scent of, or like hair, like kind of,
Rats are dirty people.
Yeah.
Footprints.
No
Hair.
footprints, no hair,
Smell.
no smell, no anything. And because there's nothing, had to have been magically cleaned. These people came in, they hit hard, and they cleaned their.
Professionals.
Yep, it's not someone. It's not just a cleaners. There you go.
Rats are actually super clean.
Exactly.
They clean themselves like
Yeah.
cats.
I don't know if you knew this, but rats are actually very clean. You may have heard that at the beginning of the episode. I'm not sure.
Not a rat for a
So a
cat.
raccoon sometimes.
All right, what did you say you were going to do?
We're
We're gonna go after. We're gonna follow this pearl.
Yeah, we're gonna follow the pearl.
You're gonna grab it?
Yeah.
Who's coming with us?
It burns
Who's
you.
going after the thieves?
It burns me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's hot
I
right
don't know. I
now.
want to find a
It's cold.
Oh, ice. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Let me
there's
go
a
do my own
burn.
thing. Let me do my own thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Six
we
my
can
skin.
check this out.
I'm with you.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have my mage hand.
Find out if
Okay.
maybe
It's
do your thing and
floating
look
on
for
my
a job and
fireflies.
see if anybody did a recent job.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna go with it.
Yeah.
You know.
You take it out of your
Take the nerd
pocket.
with you.
You realize that's what was scratching you. What was itching you.
helpful.
It was the
He's helpful.
pearl.
He knows the lay of the land.
I feel like he's not. You know.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Stevie, criminally.
All right.
The wizard.
Theory, you want to go with them? Maybe they need some backup,
What are you?
some blasting.
Sure.
Well, he wants to find out who robbed his house. We'll bring him along.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
Okay. So then the three of us will go follow the pearl.
Okay, that's what we'll do. Split the party.
Split the party again. We're splitting the party.
Because this works so well.
That's right.
Well,
It happens all the time.
each got a tank, you know.
So are you gonna let them know what's going on? They don't know yet.
Oh, and I let them know about the pearl that
That you're following?
yeah, that I got.
That
from-
feels dad drops.
Yeah.
Gildren.
Gildren. Yeah,
So what's up with it?
that it's freezing cold, so
Oh,
don't touch
yeah.
it, it'll burn you.
Can I identify it?
Oh no, here it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you realize that it's even got on the outsides of it. You could even see like even small little water crystals in the air of something like form and fall. It's gotten super, super, super cold. It's almost like dry ice at this point. And so he's like had it in his pocket and it was itching him. He didn't realize that that's what was going on when he did his perception check.
Is it like
And now that he's pulled it out, it burned him.
spazzing out right now?
Yeah, it's spinning, but it's definitely pointing in a specific direction.
Let's just put it back on my fireflies.
Let's go.
All right, so you guys are gonna follow the pearl. You guys are gonna follow the
So I
thieves.
Yeah. So I'd like to go.
Y'all can do that later. This pearl thing does sound pretty interesting.
Yeah, I do kind
I
of
would-
want to follow the pearl.
Okay.
I'm a magic man. I would.
Follow the pearl.
All right, we're all going after the pearl.
Everybody's going to the pearl, man. Alrighty. So you start following the pearl,
I want to
and
play with Man's pearl.
there you go. Actually, even before you're able to start moving, now that you've activated it in the room, you realize that you're just trying to figure out what direction
when
it is.
he identified it.
You even start seeing that the room itself is starting to get a lot cooler. Like, after a few seconds, you even start seeing some of the footprints left behind by some of the people that were in the room.
Such a great detective.
And go ahead and do an Arcana check, and you go ahead and do a Perception check.
Yes. Thank you. Woo! 28.
They're not. It's not frozen footprints. They look like frozen footprints.
Almost
They're
like
not.
an illusion?
They're illusions.
17.
They're exactly illusions. They're not real frozen footprints.
Where they
Is
lead?
it like a?
Out. They're all over the place, even on the boards and stuff that have been disrupted. But they're all leading
It's
out.
like a replica of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's like CIA and
CSI?
Mm-hmm.
CSI. Yeah, that's it.
I would say. I would
Let's
tell
go.
everybody.
Would you say anything, or you just start following?
I would.
I'm like, this way. Let's go, guys.
As
I would
it
probably actually grab it from Maeve.
okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's how you get stabbed.
I'd punch a guy for this.
Can't grab a lady pearl that are considered.
So
I
be
know,
careful.
I would grab it or try to grab it and
You're low
start
charisma,
like.
right?
Huh?
So you're low charisma, right?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
your
he's
strength?
rude.
I mean, what's your strength?
He's like, give me that thing. My parents are in danger.
I think it's a -1.
You're not grabbing it. Sorry, you're
You're
not.
trying to snatch it, and May's like,
no.
hold on.
Just letting the forehead.
That's fantastic.
Let's try.
Okay. Constructed strength?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it strength saving throw?
Yeah.
No,
The
yeah,
streak check.
no, it's just strength check.
Oh.
Yeah.
Guidance.
+4?
D4.
I'm gonna grab her. That's not it.
That one's so hard to read.
Thanks.
It's too kind.
Well, that's awkward.
9, 10, 11, 12.
Well, I got a 2 minus 1, so I got a 1.
You see Maeve like grab your hand and crush it a little bit.
Oh, that would've-
Nice.
Well, alright.
Don't touch a lady's pearl.
Let's go.
We'll lead the men on.
Okay, let's go, guys. And then we just follow the compass.
All right. So as you realize that it's starting to illuminate more and more of the room and what happened in the room, a small crack develops on the side of the pearl. You realize you can use it again. It deactivates and suddenly is normal pearl again. You can activate it again, but you can only activate it so many times before it just shatters.
Oh.
This was a very big boon given to you by Gildren.
I'm going to cast Mending on it.
It does not work. This
So
is a magical artifact.
The path. It shows that clearly, and we can follow that out, or it
Um,
only show what's in the room.
To activate it to show the direction, it'll always do that. However, to activate it and show you the footprints in the room, that's something that
Like
pushes
a lot
it.
of power.
It acts as a lot of power in order to do it.
That was an accidental. I didn't mean to do that.
Just let it slip.
Oops, okay, well.
Don't break it.
This is so cold.
Parents teach you can't play with it that much.
Stop playing with it.
Put it away.
All
But let it lead us on our path.
right, so you're gonna follow?
Yeah.
All right, so you start following the map,
Phil pulls out his hammer. I got a bad feeling about this, guys.
and you start making your way through the city.
A bad feeling, Mordai. Now to stop smiling. Or it might be in danger.
Must have a grumpy face. Let me get the other map up. Here it
This
is.
is serious.
You start following the map all the way until you get to the slums, which it takes a while to get there. It's already getting close to nightfall. And-
I will discuss them in this area.
Yes.
Oh.
It's a very, very small section of
We live in a
town.
mansion.
I'm used to it, actually.
And when you get to the section of town, you can definitely tell there's a lot of old thieves' cant here.
Okay.
None of the new thieves' cant is in this area. It's all old. You could pick up some potions if you wanted to. You could pick up some
Poison?
poisons if you wanted to in this area. You're not really sure about the quality. You're not really sure about the quantity, but you know you can do it. I mean, this is a lower impoverished area, so it's going to be the lower impoverished types of items you can get. But they do have it. But as you get through this area, you realize that the compass is leading you straight into the sewer system that goes underneath the entire city.
And then is that weird thieves can't kind of lead in the same direction too, by any chance?
Oh, the new thieves' camp?
Yeah.
Nope, it's going the other direction.
All right.
Old dog's down here.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on to the dog.
Yeah, where should we... Wait. I also kind of want to figure out, where does my bag go? Because it goes somewhere on our plane, right?
Mm-hmm.
But where? We got that one guy arrested.
Can I...
Or did we get him killed?
Stick your head in. You are unable
Like
to put your
walking
head
through
through.
the slums, and you're like, this is a good time to like investigate this
I'm
guy.
not doing it, but I forgot.
Hold on, get your head in the game.
I'll be back.
Lyria, you fly the broom, just let me...
I'll go through. Back in 5 minutes. Yeah, you can put your hand through, and it feels cold on the inside. Yeah, but there's no sticking your head in. Like you'll die.
You feel another hand grab your hand.
But you also do know that if you put something in there's a chance that it might not be there later. Because someone's in the other room.
Someone?
Has to be.
That's true, someone else has access to it.
Someone has access to the room that's in your bag.
Does that mean somebody can come through the bag?
I don't know. It's a great question.
Now this bag makes me nervous.
It's like, reduce. Throw you in.
I could.
Yeah, I mean, Maeve could fly in there.
But we're
And this whole
I don't know,
conversation's
race.
happening in front of a sewer? Is that
Let's
what we're doing?
Well, later. We'll
Yeah,
discuss later.
why we're not.
You really don't want to go in the sewer, is that what I'm hearing?
I mean,
I don't know.
All right,
We'll be fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and leave. Shadow and I will go ahead and leave our way.
Yeah. Let's end this like
Alright.
we'll cleanse the filth.
Do a perception check.
I'm gonna borrow knowledge on myself to give myself proficiency in stealth.
Excellent. As soon as you walk in through the grate, the first thing that automatically hits you is just the stench of this place. But after a moment of the stench, you can start smelling the rat hair. And you know rat hair. It's a very distinct kind of a musty kind of smell. And it's like, yep, there was a number of rats that came through this area.
And I want to be on top. You know how I can kind of just like cling on.
Ooh, it's gonna be harder because it's slippery in this place.
Just because I can just walk my
Yeah.
shifter ability.
Yep, that's right. So you're a little cautious about it.
It'd be like it's like a slippery floor.
Yeah. But you're good. You're good. You got your hands on it.
Okay. So I'll be able to run on the top and just kind of looking out for any traps or anything like that, anything out of the ordinary that might give us away. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm on my broom.
As soon as you make
How big is
That's
this
the
pipe?
ground.
this
floating,
entrance
just
pipe
enough
is
to be-
probably
Something drips on you and you're like,
Oh, prison station.
15, 20 feet. The 10 feet is the middle, but you can still walk on 5 feet
Like
on
a
the outside.
slanted-
It's a slanted area, right? It opens up as it goes in. It's pretty dark on the inside.
It's just a big city.
Do another perception check.
I'll put on my god.
Natural one.
Ooh.
I cast light
Shadow.
on everybody.
You hear Shao like the deep growl of Shadow as she's looking straight ahead down the hall or down the tunnel. But for whatever it is, you've just come in from the outside. Bright lights on the outside. Your dark vision hasn't really kicked in just yet. You're still adjusting to the darkness. And just as you get a little bit more acclimated to the darkness, you think you may have seen something scurry down the path.
Then you hear Pavel land behind you and immediately is like, oh, it's dark down here, and start turning on lights everywhere.
Light, dark vision again.
Light.
Oh, I'm blinded. And even Shadow kind of like,
Oh, sorry, Dark Shade.
everybody's going in?
I fly it.
Excellent. Who's walking?
I mean,
Walking.
no, I'm on the broom.
I'm on the
Oh,
broom.
great.
I'm
Okay.
like,
Orange just scratched.
Perception check, disadvantage, because you just got blinded by light.
I'm going to tell Atlas to stand guard at the grate.
Okay. Oh, with disadvantage? Nice. Just as they come in, you see that there's a trap right as they're walking through the doors. Like it's like about 10 feet through the entrance.
Yeah.
And it's under the water. It's in that sewer area. These guys just flew right over it.
Yeah. I'll tell the
Yeah,
guys,
right.
hold on, let me take care of these guys. This is what I've been watching out for.
Mhm.
And I'd like to try and disarm it.
Yep.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
don't lose it.
Pavel's
I'll
like,
give you guidance.
You
Pavel's
could-
like holding up one foot.
You
like,
could also choose to just walk around it because
okay.
you know how to walk around it without triggering it. It's in the water.
Yeah. Do you guys want to just get around it?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can also like freeze it and destroy it.
I can take it.
Shape water.
You know, freezing it would actually work as well. It would just lock the trap.
I'll just freeze it with shape water.
All right. There is now
Oh,
freeze.
Shit.
some gross water.
That's the gross water as it just freezes up.
Not your ideal skating rink.
Maeve is checking out her pearl, and you can definitely see that it's pointing in specific directions. Actually, now that you're in this dark area, you realize that it actually has a bit of a light pointing in the direction that you should be going. It's like a compass, but it's actually a physical light you can see in the dark.
I take the light off Dark Shade. I put like a light on my hand. I'm like, anybody who wants one.
I don't want one.
Nope.
We'll take one.
Larry and I are floating in darkness.
I'm a shadow sorcerer. I don't need that shit.
As you start taking further steps, the water has been frozen into the ice, and you keep on walking down the pathway. Just right before it opens up into this larger sewerish area, you start hearing the sound of like sewage going in different directions, almost like rivers. And through the darkness, you hear the echo of someone saying in a very kind of a raspy voice, and says, "Come in here, and you will find your death. Turn back before it's too late for you. Come find me, and there will be no mercy given."
Well, this is where curiosity is.
Where are you?
Words of a coward!
Can I use my true sense ring? See how many people I can...
Don't touch the wall, guys.
It's very difficult. It's going to be a disadvantage because of the water.
Oh, but I get advantage for the ring, so it's just flat.
Yeah, it's a flat roll. All right, let's see what you roll.
It's +8.
You hear laughter from the voice that was speaking, and then you start hearing laughters and chitters of other
Can we tell where
other
it's coming
members.
from?
It's just echoing all throughout this whole place. It's all solid brick walls.
19.
19. You make a guess. You can probably pick out maybe 15, maybe 10,
I'll say
somewhere between those two numbers. All the distinct little chatters of things scraping walls and making little chitters, but all the echoes of everything casting all the way through.
Take 15 rats flesh.
I got him. And that is where we'll end today. And we'll come back again next week. And you guys will go into the sewers and see what it is you find. Who knows?
Were rats.
Were rats.
That's on,
You
that's
want
my
to do
guess.
it? You want to do first round, Tom?
No way, man. I got to do the maps and stuff for you guys later on. Oh, man.
That's
So-
gonna be great.
That's going to be a good place to start next week
Yeah.
as you enter into the rat's lair. So we'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys for joining us. And we'll see you again next week.